Say
And 3, 2, 1, go! Good afternoon, Brian.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for standing there while I get everything sorted out. Appreciate everyone tuning in, and as usual, welcome to the official start time of 3-ish p.m. Here at Arcane Comics and More. We are nothing if not consistent.
Well, we're all about the use.
That is true. If there's one thing we're about, it's that day one-ish. We are all about it. All right, Brian, I'm gonna go. Hopefully everyone can hear us just fine. If you hear any clicking or whatnot, just let us know in the comments. We're getting my monitor up now, but Brian,
we want the clicks.
I mean, we want the clicks. We want the likes. I just don't want the audio clicks and the hisses and the pops. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Is that a thing we should be doing more of?
People like ASMR.
People do like ASMR, from what I understand. Alright, so I think we're good on that side. I'm going to go ahead and see if you can.
Yeah.
Alright, Brian. Alright, Brian, can you see this monitor okay?
Yes.
Alright, once again, I don't know why I'm shooting in what's up with the aspect ratio? This is very funny to me that they are fully committed to this one now. Like Nelson said last week, it's like a Scorsese.
We're fancy.
Well, honestly, it's kind of annoying. Cause I'm just like, why did you decide to switch? And I don't feel like I did anything differently with the settings on my phone. So hopefully we'll get it.
Everyone likes the letterbox.
I mean, I certainly always go for that letterbox VHS rental back in the day. No one wants to live that pan and scan life. You never know what you're missing. All right, well, you can at least see that top row now. You can see that. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe the delay on this is bad enough. All right, Adrian, I assume it's not the worst, and everyone else joining us. So I guess we could get started for the week, Brian, since I guess it's working. All right, Brian.
Yes.
We had a lot of new books this week.
We filled up the whole wall.
You're right, but hello. We managed to actually fill up the entire wall this week. We even have some overstock, some randos down there. We've got all the picks back here. So yeah, it is a big week again for comics. No, not just like 6 or 7 books that we got 100 copies of each. But don't worry, there's at least one cover back here I have 250 of. But they're flying out the door.
Mighty Morphin 5.
It is not Mighty Morphin 5. It's definitely not that one. But there some big books this week. New Infinite Frontier is in full force. That one, and we're Soups down here. So yeah, Infinite Frontier. Lo and behold, Brian, what is on 14? Is that actually Future State Wonder Woman #2?
Yeah.
Shout out Allison, Ashley? Amber. Shout out Amber at Lunar, who made sure that we got those books over a month after they came out. Thanks, Amber at Lunar.
Is that our Lunar representative?
Heck no, we don't have a Lunar rep. That's just the person who actually signed their name on the email when they finally confirmed we were getting the 80 copies of Future State Wonder Woman #2 after weeks of communication with them. So if you were waiting for Future State Wonder Woman #2, it is finally out. It is officially out the same day as Wonder Woman 770 Infinite Frontier, although those books are not related. At least it's before Wonder Girl #1, which is really the continuation, although it's actually a prequel to that story.
Our mic is clicking.
All right, well, thanks for the heads up. See if that's any better. Is it, let me know if that's still clicking, if anyone else can hear it. Well, yeah, we do have some issues sometimes with that one.
We have lots of issues.
Yeah, boxes of them right here. Hold on, let me check the connection on here. Alright, well, hopefully we'll give it a sec for this to catch up, and hopefully it sounds okay to everyone. But like I said, as always, just let us know. It's very helpful. Alright, well, hopefully it's figured itself out.
It's just mind ball.
Yeah, my ASL is really bad now. I know about like 5 things from my okay. We're just gonna assume it's okay, and if it gets really bad, please let us know, and do what we can. But like we were saying before, we've got plenty of new issues for the week. Lots of number 1s from not just DC. Marvel has got some stuff. Some number 2s on some creator-owned books, even some 3s on some stuff. But yeah, we figured we'd go ahead and show off all of the new stuff. Brian, I kind of wanted to start with picks again this week.
Okay.
Unless is there any there's any big comic related news? I guess I should share with you, for anyone who did not get a chance to pick up a copy of ENIAC number 1 last week from Bad Idea. We still have some not first printings available. Those will be available in perpetuity. Well, I'll have to try to figure out the sound then. It's getting really slow on this response. Let me check something.
Oh. No.
Alright.
I think we may be dealing with Adrian instead of it comes and goes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why it's happening. So,
why does anything really happen?
ugh. Alright, well, I've unplugged the directional mic, and I'm going to do this one last. It keeps coming in and out, then we'll go ahead and just
with feeling?
read that. Never with feeling. Alright, well, we'll just go from here. And if it gets really bad, please let us know. And like I said, I will go ahead and just get rid of it. Yeah, knock it off. No one wants to hear that crap. Get out of here.
But you don't want your girlfriend flirting with you?
No, I'm distracting. I've got stuff to do. I'm trying to sell books. Sell some books, Leah. Well, we've got this as best we're gonna deal with it today, because it's us. It's done-ish. But yeah, I like I said, as far as the ENIAC goes, the Bad Idea news goes, we are all set on ENIAC number 1 not first printings for the foreseeable future. However, if you want to make sure you get a first printing for Tankers number 1 when that gets released next month in April, it's one of the two releases for Bad Idea in April, as they have announced. Part of their practice, their policy, is that they will never have more than 2 items releasing in a month. So we get ENIAC number 1 for March. April, we're going to get ENIAC number 2 as well as Tankers number 1. Then come May, we get, Scott, is it ENIAC number 3 in Walesville? In Walesville, which is a one-shot, so that will be oversized. So if anything, May is for Matt Kint, because he wrote both those books. But yeah, if you want to make sure you get on a actual first printing for ENIAC number 2, for Tankers number 1, or any of the other books I'd mentioned.
Are we gonna get buttons?
Supposedly, we're going to get another gold button for Tankers number 1. Shout out box customer Jake Campbell, who picked up that one.
Are we going to get a button for ENIAC 2?
No, we will only get a button for Tankers number 1, for Whalesville. We only get them for the first issue, apparently.
So we have to make our own buttons?
We've got a button maker in the back. I think I need to get some. I think we're out of one of the pieces for it, or I need to get a replacement on. But yeah, we can certainly make. You know what? I'll just start making buttons that say "bad idea" on them. That's not even going to be their logo. Just bad idea. Just 2 words. You know, the most important thing is if you need a copy of ENIAC number 1, not for sprinting, we do still have them available. Still limit 1 per customer forever and always, because it's a bad idea. So if you have not picked up a copy from us yet, I don't care if you went to 153 other shops and somehow got a copy. Good for you. That's a lot of work. If you still need a number 1,
because then one get banned.
I don't think that's true. I think like a lot of this, they're just making sure people are talking about them. So we'll see. Maybe someone did. Maybe you were the one who paid more than cover price for it, and you suffered the consequences of rule number 3. It's 3, I think. I think 5 is you have to display all product for like a certain period of time in like your highest traffic area. I think that's 5. 3 is. Here's that. 1 is limit. No, 1 is you can't sell it for more than cover price for 30 days, and 2 is limit 1 per customer forever.
And I think 7 is not coveting your neighbor's wife.
I mean, that is not a good one. Let's just say if you get a box from Bad Idea, I don't want to know what's in the box, Brian. Oh, speaking of that, I actually have something for you, my friend, from. This is only rules 1, 2, 3, and 6, but reminder, Bad Idea rule number 1. Bad Idea comics are limited to 1 per customer. Bad Idea rule number 2 must be sold for no more than cover price for 30 days from street date. I believe that is a date that the street that our building resides on was established. That's what a street date is, right, Brian?
Yes, so that means the one over in Ballard.
Correct. Exactly. That's the original LC. 3, Bad Idea comics can be offered for pre-order, but cannot be shipped to anyone before street date. I don't know why that's 3. That should be like 6, honestly. That's like way down the line. I mean, if we're doing the 10 Bad Idea rule commandments, number 6, yeah, whatever. The point is, we have rules. I mean, they've made us jump through every stupid hoop they've got, but you know what? As I've been saying since last week, they are 1 for 1. They produced a high-quality physical book that was well-written, well-illustrated, and showed up on time, and we had a number of customers walk in those doors over there to buy it from us who we had not seen before. So Bad Idea is my favorite publisher right now. As of today, I am still on board for Bad Idea. Make mine Marvel to the trash. DC doesn't count for me.
Oh, see you later.
Thank you. DC ya later. Oh no. Image. I don't want to keep doing this. The point is, Bad Idea is 1 for 1. So just think about that. They're 1 for 1. I don't know if that puts them in the Hall of Fame, but they're batting 1,000.
So if they never put out another issue.
If they never put out another issue, they are the single greatest comic book publisher of all time. If DC Black Label had stopped at Batman Damned number 1, they would have been the greatest publisher of all time. But they kept going.
Well, I think that was an imprint.
Technically, you are correct, Brian. And as always, technically is all that matters. But yes, I did want to say we've got all the Bad Idea rules, but most importantly, because Leah is here in the comments and because you are here in person, I've got something for you. For anyone who is not going over to twitch.tv/professor_0 and hanging out with the professor here on Saturday mornings, like myself and shop favorite and foil, at Foil Nelson. We're hanging out every Saturday morning in the chat section. But Brian, out of the freaking blue, dropped a bomb on all of us, and now we know Brian likes collectible cups. Like someone mentioned one thing, and then all of a sudden, like, Dr. Octopus arms started coming out from behind you.
You mentioned you were late because you were watching a cup.
Was it really that? Because I was busy watching the New Japan Cup?
You said you were late for the stream because you were watching a cup. So
I did.
If you want cups, I'll give you cups.
Also, shout out Shingo on that big win in the first round of the New Japan Cup, beating Okada. Unbelievable. Brian, it was worth being late to your stream. I'm sorry, but Shingo Takagi beating Kazuchika Okada in the first round of the New Japan Cup, that does not happen. So I was blown away.
So last week you were late because you were watching wrestling. The week before you were late because you were having plumbing problems.
Yeah. Basically, you need to schedule your stuff after my things happen. But most importantly,
they were starting at noon, but then I moved them up 2 hours because someone may have wanted some help on Saturdays.
That is true.
In the afternoon.
That someone, it was me.
Yes.
All right, Brian. Well, to make do on some promises that were made on your live stream. So for anyone who thinks they're getting the whole story here, if you're not checking out the live stream, you're actually missing the B show. That is Brian's live stream is canonical to the Arcane Comics live stream. So if you're not checking that one out, that's on you. But during that stream, we learned something about you, Brian, and as such, my lovely girlfriend Leah would like to gift you this beautiful Tinkerbell mug directly from Disney on Ice. So Brian, from Leah to you, that is yours. But also from Leah to Leslie, there's something inside just for your mom. Oh, what do you know? It's Stuart? Stuart. Let's go with it, Stuart.
You see, but it's missing the box.
I know.
There's a little box underneath it, and there's little photos.
Oh, take that, Elise, Leah's friend who gave her that.
And I know that because
you bought that for your mom before, haven't you?
We have like 2 or 3 of them in my house, and those are technically owned by my dad.
Oh, really?
Because
of the photography thing?
The photography thing.
Oh, man. This is getting good. Wait, did your parents make you wear yellow today because they want you to be a minion?
No.
Has your family ever thought about doing a family Halloween costume? Because I'm just saying, if you're... classes-wise, you might have to be Stuart, your mom could be Bob, and your dad's definitely a Kevin. He's got the height. He's definitely a Kevin. But I don't know, Brian, you get a little mischievous. I think you could be a Stuart. You are taller. You're taller than me, but I think canonically, I think you might be a Stuart. If you know what minion Brian is, please let us know in the comments.
Link us to the BuzzFeed quiz.
Link us to the BuzzFeed, yes. Which minion are you? Brian's a Stuart. You know what minion I am? I'm Young Gru. I don't think that's a minion. Is that that's the person, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Steve Carell's character. Steve
Carell, there you go. I have never seen a Despicable Me movie. I've never seen a Minions movie, and I love Minions. You think Brian's a Gru? Okay, Nelson, you've probably seen all of them, so you're probably right. Brian's definitely a Gru. Not Gru the Wanderer though. That would be very good. But yes. Okay, so now we've gotten through the gifts once again. Thank you, top fan and viewer Leah Rosen.
I have stuff to give you.
Okay, what? Oh, hold on. This is getting better. Okay. I'm excited now. Can't wait. Oh, are those what I think they are?
I don't know, possibly.
Possibly you sly devil. Oh,
so there's 3 for you and 3 for another person you live with.
Oh,
if they want them.
Well, I'm sure they will. That's not just that's just not any Oreo, is it, my friend? What kind of Oreo is this, Brian?
Those are the frosted donut ones.
Oh,
with glitter.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so in case y'all didn't know, there are 2 separate layers of cream in that. So you get a donut layer and a frosting layer, and you get the sprinkles.
Glitter.
Glitter.
They call them glitter.
Also, that is definitely that is a donut scented cookie. The question is this? I'm assuming the base of this is a golden Oreo because I have learned recently, thanks to Daniel Nelson as well as to my own purchases, if you find those Lady Gaga Oreos, get them because that golden Oreo that the food coloring, it makes it like extra crisp. It's delicious. So, all right. That does taste like a donut with frosting. That is.
Can you taste the glitter?
The glitter really hits at the back end of the palate. That is an incredible Oreo. Brian, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll say it for Leah. Thank you again. And for anyone who didn't know, Nelson, this is for you in particular. That Dunkin's breakfast cereal, specifically the caramel macchiato, very, very good. If you're a fan of, say, coffee ice cream, a Jamocha almond chip, something like that, solid breakfast cereal. Kind of like Cocoa Puffs, but then with marshmallows, and then the marshmallow really hits that kind of like caramel macchiato flavor. So if you enjoy coffee flavoring, I'd say keep an eye out for that Dunkin' caramel macchiato cereal. Very, very good.
There's actually two different types of glitter. There's the normal glitter, but then there's actually edible glitter. You shouldn't actually eat normal glitter because it's not.
Do you sell both glitters at Joann's, Brian?
Yes.
Do you have to tell people that every time? Are they in two very separate parts of the store?
They're in two different parts of the store.
Well, that's good. But yeah, Nelson, I'd highly recommend that cereal. If you enjoy coffee ice cream, doesn't taste overly coffee. You just get that little hint of coffee. The flavor palette is equivalent to, say, drinking like a, one of those like iced coffee gimmicks, like a Frappuccino or whatever the Dunkin' brand is. Why have some cereal now, Leah? It's there. There's milk. Or don't eat any. I will eat it all when I get home. It's very good. I promise you, three of these will make it home to you, Leah. I promise you.
That's why there's 6 instead of just 2.
Because Brian is a smart man, and I'm already eating another one. That is very good, Brian. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. When you didn't bring these in on Saturday, I was a little disappointed. Not with you, just with knowing that they exist and I didn't get to try one. And I was gonna try to go out and actually get one for myself. So, I'll get closer to the mic for the next one, Matt. Just stick the mic right by my mouth. That's what everyone wants.
ASMR with some clip. With some
glitter. Clicking and glitter. That is delicious. I need to wash that down with some of my shit. That is that is plant-based protein. I can tell. Delicious. Okay, let's go. All right, Leah, why don't you start with the fan, the fan.
Do you want me to hold the book up to the microphone and I'll flip through a book?
Crinkle some paper, pop some bubble wrap for you. But okay, so thank you for joining us for this edition of Arcane Gifts, Arcane White Elephant Exchange. Although you did legitimately get some good stuff, and I did legitimately get good stuff. So this is less of a white elephant and more of a black elephant. Like if white elephant's bad, a black elephant's got to be good.
Why you got to bring rice into it?
I'm not bringing color. Also, I believe they're the same race. I believe elephants are all the same race. But I'm bringing it into it because I'm trying to reverse the idea that white is good and black is bad. Because I always bet on black. Shout out Passenger 57. Shout out the 90s and the entire career of Wesley Snipes during that area. Let's not talk about him as a person, his tax evasion. You can have him. You can have them. I only care about Heinz and passengers numbered 57. Is there another 57 that's a number that means anything? I don't think so.
Probably.
We're good. No, we're good. We're good. It's fine. All right. So yeah, as always, if you haven't gone over to twitch.tv/professor_0, canonically, if you are watching the stream, you should watch that stream as stuff comes up. Also, you get a chance to see a little bit more casual side of Brian, and oh man,
I
the
gotta sit on
recent
the floor.
you wouldn't know that the recent investment in infrastructure, tables just going up and down out of frame, just you would not believe what's going on. So please join us. Join Brian. I'll be in the chat section as long as I'm not watching wrestling early. I usually show up by at least maybe like 10:30. Sometimes the notification doesn't quite hit. But definitely join us.
We're doing the next part of my 30th anniversary of me reading comic books.
Ooh, yes. So for anyone who missed the first part of that, Brian, when was that? That was last month?
Well,
How
this
long?
would be month 3 of it.
But I mean, how long do yours stay up on Twitch? Just a month?
Something like that.
Okay, so you could at least hopefully check out part 2 if you didn't get a chance to check out part 1.
Part 1 would have been in January.
So
It's now March.
So the February one should at least be up though, hopefully.
There would have been at least 2 February ones.
Oh, you're right,
Because I do it in the middle part of the month.
That's right. All right. Well, in any case, there's plenty you can join us on the journey of Brian discovering and loving comic books.
Because last week was Cops.
Yep.
5 boxes of comics.
You went through all 5.
Yeah, all 5 boxes of comics.
Oh man.
The week before that was Art Stream.
Yes, great art stream. But as always,
I think
just
the week before that might have been the Fantastic Four one.
I think so. That sounds about right. But yeah,
I think the Tintin one is probably no.
that's long. Yeah, that was a while ago. But yeah, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is typically the start time. So join us over there on
Sometimes
Saturdays.
I'm early.
Brian, unlike here, Brian's actually on time and early most of the time. It's not Brian that why we're late always. I am habitually.
I've often thought about sometimes trying to live stream it from my phone as I'm waiting around.
You should 100%
But
live stream.
I don't have access to the.
No, I'm gonna say you should
Arcade
live
check.
stream on your own, and then switch it over. But yeah, it says so. Please head over
Maybe
to
I'll do it
Twitch.
through my Twitch channel and just hey.
Actually, you should do that. You should do pre-streams on your Twitch before we do our live streams, which you can find over at twitch.tv/professor_0.
So this week's topic
Mhm.
is we're talking Superman.
Ooh, that's a big topic.
Specific Superman.
Ooh, your favorite Superman?
1993 Superman.
Any specific Superman from '93?
Well,
There's just the one.
They might be in paperback. That's actually the one.
Wait, in '93, are we back to just?
There's 2 trades.
we're talking the death and return of Superman.
So
So there's more than one Superman in '93.
okay, I was gonna say, I was like, for some reason in my head, Death is '92.
It's 92, 93.
93. Oh yeah, so they're still working through all that. So yeah, you're not wrong. There are plenty of you might argue my one of my aesthetic idols, if you will, exists in that time period.
Eradicator.
Definitely Steel. I'm just trying to cover my entire yeah, obviously I'm talking about Superboy. That I just want to rock that high fade and just get a nice earring. Oh man, yeah, stupidly that and Ben Reilly. Those two things really stuck with me. But so definitely head over to twitch.tv.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about this Saturday. Death and return of Superman.
Ooh, so it'll be a 5-hour stream.
No, it's just like that stuff. So the week after
2
will
hours.
probably be a 5 hours.
I might not open.
Yeah. Well, but if you also head over to Instagram.com and go over to @mylongboxlife, give Brian a follow. You can see some more of the content over there. A lot of action figure content. If you have any other time or some resources, you can definitely head over to Instagram @thekenshi, and in there you can find a link in my bio to the Love Family fundraiser, still available. case-sensitive bit.ly link here, or head over to Randall's website, and you can order stuff directly from him. But again, just some great people that could certainly use some help and support if you've got any extra. So now that we've covered the responsible things, let's continue being responsible and let's talk about some picks, Brian. Can we just start with your pick, because I really just want to hear you talk about this book for the next like 25 minutes. You did read it this morning, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I had significantly less books to read this week.
Yeah, you did not have a ton. So Brian, here's your pick if you want.
Because there wasn't like the 7 Future State books plus everything else I was reading.
Not this time.
There's only the 1 Future State book and everything else I'm reading.
And we really shouldn't have even had one this week, legitimately. But once again, thank you, Amber. Thank you, Amber. Thank you.
You're really good at solidifying and preserving things.
I appreciate it. I really love the way you handled that mosquito. V cool.
So, we have a book that was supposed to come out last year sometime?
That was supposed to be one of the second wave releases for the X-Men line. So when Wolverine...
We're now into like wave 4?
When Cable launched, when Wolverine launched, this was supposed to be... But this is a book that you and I, that even Jeremy, this is how long ago this book got solicited. Like, we all talked about how much we were
talked
looking
to Jeremy
forward
in
to
person.
Yeah, I saw Jeremy's face when we talked to him about this. I saw his mouth move when he told me how much he was looking forward to this book. Shout out Jeremy. I love you. We'll see you soon in person, I hope. In fact, oh man, maybe later this summer I'll see you. I'm not from far away. I can give you a hug. I miss you. In any case, let's all just right now, everyone just think about Jeremy, and let's just give Jeremy a big air hug. Oh, we miss you, Jeremy.
I only hug people in certain situations.
Brian, you do it now. You air hug him, or I will end this stream. You air hug him now. Thank you. All right. I guess we're ending the stream. Oh wait, actually, if I keep doing this, Leah, can you Photoshop Jeremy in for me? I'm just gonna do this. All right, Leah, can you Photoshop Jeremy in for me, please?
And she'll do it like on the other spot.
Yeah, it'll be like, it won't be the right way. Oh, that is a bad Oh. Or also, shout out to anyone else who wants to freeze that, and feel free to Photoshop me into all sorts of terrible things.
So Daniel, I expect to see your Photoshop later
Please, Daniel, please.
So, the book we're talking about
Yes.
is Children of the Atom.
Ooh, so good.
Main cover, and then the...
Nice Ted knock. I think very in the vein of an Arthur Adams almost.
So, you kind of look at those like, oh, those possibly look like knockoffs, clones, the children of...
They look like sidekicks. These are the sidekicks, right, Brian? These are sidekicks.
Not exactly.
No, what do you mean?
There are a bunch of kids who are not on Krakoa.
Mm-hmm.
They're just hanging out.
No.
I'm trying to... I think they're in California.
Is that where... Okay.
I think that's... They're definitely somewhere not on Krakoa. But we have, such characters that you'll get to know and love. We have Cherub. We have Gimmick. Daycrawler. Marvel Guy. And Cyclops Lass. And so these are New Mutants, but not the New Mutants. And they're in high school, dealing with all sorts of high school problems. But they're also out there, fighting crime, and also seems like one of them is keeping a website of X-Men activity. They're essentially creating their own X-Men wiki. Yeah, so who are these people? What's their deal? Read issue 1 to possibly find out something about that, but that's probably what the first storyline is going to be. Who are they? What's their deal? Why don't they have their own individual, identities?
Well, I really appreciate that after having waited so long, we did also get a nice oversized, nice thick issue. So
it is oversized, but also there's there's like very few ads.
yeah, and most of the ads are just internal ads for other stuff that they're going to be publishing.
There's like a 2-page Guardians ad. There's
some fold-out stuff, but yeah, realistically, this is pretty much all just comic.
Yeah.
So I
sort of think that was this supposed to be like multiple issues?
Mhm.
They're supposed to come in, and now they're just trying to shove it all together, so they can.
Well, remember how you had also said earlier you thought maybe it might be a situation where it would be something where they had a story and then they're like, well, we gotta like amend it, so maybe they added
Then
some
essentially it was a year old, and okay, so this is pre Swords of X and all this other stuff. There's also a couple of references to what's going on in Miles and Miss Marvel.
Oh, so the outlawed stuff?
Yeah, the outlawed stuff that talks about that they can't have like teen superheroes and stuff.
That's right, because I know that they were definitely doing a lot of that stuff previously, so. Let's shoot that one back. I'm.
So there's 1 or 2 references, so I sort of think that possibly that might have tied a little more into it, but then the outlawed stuff kind of didn't really happen.
All right. Well, I'm just getting the rest of these ready for you. We've got. All right. So let's go ahead and let's just go jump into the to Jeremy's jam, since we're all still thinking about him. And since we are mentioning a pick that we had talked about earlier, Jeremy's jam for this week is going to be Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. Exactly, the collected edition. So this is going to be
the other collected editions that are coming out.
No, because that's right, because there is the Spider-Man by Micheline and McFarlane, then there's Spider-Man by McFarlane, all omnibus. But specifically, this is the kind of beginning of that. So this is the actual like McFarlane Spider-Man book. So you're getting issues 1 through 14 and 16, as well as X-Force number 4. Probably because did he not write that?
I don't know.
Is that what it was? Oh, Wendigo. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so you
or
know.
there could have been some
A lot of stuff we all recognize.
15 that they don't have the rights to anymore.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. So yes, so for any and all of us who grew up with this book, here it is. It is. Although I'm now looking on the inside of this book. Some interesting print stuff here.
Like art-wise or coloring?
Like I'm kind of wondering if they messed up on the like some of the way the colors in here are popping. Like they're either doing a very good job to make sure that they're not using a lot of spot gloss. So it is kind of mimicking maybe the older paper. But yeah, I do appreciate that. This is. Oh god, this freaking issue with Hobgoblin. Oh my god, like this particular issue alone, I have that book at home right now, and it's just like I've got a bunch of these at home, but specifically the amount of times I remember reading this where he's got the kid who's kind of hobgoblined out and stuff. But yeah, oh man, yeah, Ghost Rider. This is 90s. This is definitely 90s era.
Kid goblified?
He looks goblified. He does look hoblified. He's not quite nullified, but he's definitely
Jokerized?
He's partly. So this run of Spider-Man I have read many many times. So yeah, I was not surprised at all when Jeremy was like, "I'll do that McFarlane Spider-Man." Yep, there you got some great Wolverine action in there. So for just $39.99, you can pick up basically 16 issues of McFarlane written and drawn Spider-Man. So I mean, although I think Liefeld does a little bit of work in the X-Force one. I think X-Force 4 is going to be definitely some Liefeld in there. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Special assist by Liefeld. Yep. You know, everyone remembers that. This stupid issue of X-Force 16. You had to read that way. It's not stupid. It's awesome. It's all good. Literally all good.
It's Mike.
Oh look, and they've got all the Spider-Man #1 covers. So in case you weren't sure which one you had at home, they've got all of them. Sealed poly bag, silver variant, platinum edition front and back, second printing gold variant. Ooh, I do like that they've got. This is really nice, Brian. They've got all the letters in the bag. Ooh, the wizard covers even. All right, I'm getting more into this than I thought. Oh, there you go. So, legitimately, if you like me know these stories like the back of your hand, here's a really nice softcover version.
Just left it at, if you like me, period.
I'm not gonna let that one hang. Oh, look at that. That's even great. Look at that. They've got some scans, and once again, for anyone who doesn't know what Todd McFarlane's signature looks like, this is it. Like it always looks like that. Like he signed a million things. So if you don't know what Todd McFarlane's signature looks like off the top of your head, just memorize it now. You can just look at it for 1,000 times. But yeah, $40 gets you
practice it
that
so
first
you can
15
start
issues.
showing it on various issues of comic books.
Definitely start doing that. Learn it now. I'm gonna just pull this out, and we're gonna jump into the Matt's must-haves. Come on, Brian, let me grab one more in there. Thanks. So as usual, Matt. I do love the irony of when Matt has multiple items as his pick, based on the amount of time sometimes it takes for Matt to not enjoy when we give him multiple things that we want to do. So, yeah, exactly. Brian knows what I'm talking about. Alright, so Matt's must-have for the week is... Actually, go on this side. Alright, so Matt, as no surprise to anyone, has gone ahead and picked a publisher this week. Not just an actual book. So no surprise to anybody. Matt's picking Vault this week. So his actual picks are going to be Vampire the Masquerade, the first volume trade paperback. So this is going to be, I believe, this is $20 for, is it issues 1 through 5? Let me just double check in here. I think it was only 5 that have come out so far. Yeah, 1 through 5, but what's really cool...
6 came out this week.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so this week we got 5, we got the trade paperback, which gets you 1 through 5, and then issue 6 did also come out. And what's really nice is because this is based on the Vampire the Masquerade RPG, in the back of it, they've actually got characters that you can play off of, and they've got scenarios, so realistically, if you are enjoying reading this, you can actually play it. And so they've got a lot of the stats and whatnot, so if you want to use some of the characters in the game that are in the comic, they're giving you those resources. The other half of Matt's pick this week is going to be Sarah and the Royal Stars. This is technically just called, I think, Sarah and the Royal Stars. This is actually, volume 2, I believe. So this is going to be issues 6 through 10. So this is the second collection from Vault Comics of Sarah and the Royal Stars. I believe we might need to get volume 1 back on order. But again, if you enjoy kind of beautifully done, some kind of high fantasy, really great looking stuff with that, I'd say check out the first volume. Very interesting story, and more importantly, just great action. A lot of really great artwork in there. So those are going to be Matt's must-haves. We got Jeremy's jam. I'm going to slide Brian's blue ribbon down. And the next book we're going to get into is Scott's scoop for the week, which is the hot Nottingham #1 from Mad Cave Studios. It's Robin Hood with an R-rated twist and some very interesting stuff.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, if there was also a masked character just murdering people. So for anyone who is interested in, kind of some really intense action, I would say here's a tease on page 1 right here. And as you can see, like I said, very violent book. Not for the faint of heart. Definitely not an all ages one. I'd say, but if you are looking for maybe a different take on a story you think you know, I'd say this might be worth your time. I would definitely say if you like a curse word, there's a curse words in here. There's literally people getting punched into oblivion. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but yeah, just what if Robin Hood, there was a little bit more sinister element to it. Maybe someone in control of things who we have not seen before. But I would say this: if you enjoy alternative history stuff or you alternate tales, take some things you know, more in the bloodletting hard R-rated vein, let us know. We can get a copy of Nottingham #1 added to your box today. But that was Scott's scoop for the week. So I would say that if you are interested at all in anything little fantasy related, little violent, seems like maybe that might be the right choice for you. And then moving forward, I should say, we've got Dave's dish for the week, which is going to be from superstar artist Guillaume March, who some of you might be looking forward to the release of the Joker #1, also drawn by Guillaume. So Carmen is a reprint. I believe this book originally came out on a potentially humanoids. Maybe think we had a customer in earlier. Maybe we think Eurocomics by IDW had published them. But essentially, this is going to be I think I'm going to see if they even have the translation in here. Originally published in French by Editions Dupois, and then Image is doing the translated version of it. But Guillaume March is an incredible artist, and this very much looks to be kind of an exploration of some bit more of their more sort of sensual work, but also just incredible storytelling here in a very kind of weird world. But I would say that for anyone who enjoys maybe some of the work from, say, like Maria Lovette, like with Loud, or any sort of maybe like Mirko Andolfo, there's definitely some eroticism in here, some nudity for sure, and very interesting stuff. But I mean, there's a reason there's a Milo Manara cover for it. But yeah, I would certainly say, without spoiling anything, I really appreciate that in the back of it, Guillaume is even providing some of the kind of unfinished work, so you can see the pencils to the inks. But I would say, yeah, if you enjoy psychological maybe horror, or if you enjoy maybe even some like kind of weirder stuff, yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. I would 100% say that if you like maybe something like Haha or even Ice Cream Man, might be worth checking out. But that is Carmen #1. Gorgeous standard main cover from Guillaume. Got a nice Milo Manara variant, and then a blank one, so you can get someone else to draw a woman with a pretty face and a naked butt, because.
But only those two things.
If you want a Manara-esque cover, I do appreciate that, like, Manara gonna Manara, so they got them to do what they do. I love how everyone got so upset about Spider-Woman, and it's just like, have you seen my work before? You asked me to draw this. Why are you mad now?
No, I think it's more of Marvel asked the person to draw it. They drew what they drew, and then this person is, why is this thing? Well, that's what they drew. Well, I've never heard this person before. That shouldn't be on the cover. I'm like, That's what they do.
They are very, very well known for doing that. In fact, have made a long career of it. All right. Well, we've got two more to go.
Tumor.
I hope I don't have a tumor, or if I do, I hope it's benign.
I hope you have 9 of them.
I hope I have 9 benign tumors. But Dylan's Dynamite is Proctor Valley Road. This is a new single-issue book from Grant Morrison, as well as Alex Child, who I believe is probably doing most of the writing. And then looks like Naomi Franquez is doing the art. But this is going to be, this is a new one from Boom, so I believe this takes place sometime during the 70s. You get a little bit of some dark road here with some ominous monster stuff. Flash forward to some high school kids looking to kind of go exploring, hitting up the carnival. But most importantly, without spoiling much,
there's a road.
There's a nice road, and this
Valley?
In Proctor Valley. I'm trying to remember the exact hook on this one. I think the idea with this book is
Grant Morrison's writing it.
That is definitely part of it, but I think it's this idea where there's spooky stuff keeps happening, but it's specifically always like in this one area. I'm trying to remember the exact pitch on it, but specifically there's a really great scene here, which is these black panel work in this very simple kind of bubble here that really helps kind of establish the unknown horror that seems to be in these people's lives. So really strong first issue. I'm not sure if maybe it's gonna be 8 or 10, but really great one. I'd say if you enjoy kind of a spooky, if you enjoy something in the vein of a 70s, we can certainly recommend that to you. And Daniel, do you have I assume you just want the standard cover for Carmen?
What do you want the book cover?
I tell you what, Daniel, we'll get you a blank cover. I will draw a butt on it, and
then
Brian will draw a face.
I'll draw the face.
Yep.
And then we'll connect the two.
Yep, it'll be a connecting cover.
No,
I'll draw
like,
one cheek.
You draw the butt on one side of the thing. I'll draw a face on the other side, and then we'll try to draw a body connecting it.
There we go.
Those two things together.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bump Matt's back because he's taking up too much space. All right. So for anyone who is interested in adding Proctor Valley Road, or anyone else who'd like to get a copy of Carmen, or Nottingham, or Children of the Atom, or Spider-Man Trade by McFarlane, or Vampire the Masquerade, or Sarah and the Royal Stars Volume 2, let us know, because y'all are about to forget everything, because I'm about to drop Kenshi's Keeper, and it is Wonder Cat Q-chan Volume 1. That's right, you have no other need for other comics, because there's a new Japanese cat manga, so we all know what we're spending our time reading. Yes, again, this is just going to be a very straightforward book about a adorable little kitty who gets adopted by someone, and it's basically a love story between, not like that love story, but very much a platonic love story, but, just a little bit of vignettes and just an appreciative little kitty who loves wearing this adorable little bow tie, and just the beautiful, cute little adventures they have together. So I'd say for anyone in your life who already enjoys reading stupid cat mangas like me, easy grab for you. But yeah, this is Volume 1. I know Volume 2 is already on the way, but I would definitely say that if you, like myself, enjoy cats and or adorably cute comics, this is certainly something that you might want to check out. But yeah, Wonder Cat Q-chan Volume 1 is available currently. Volume 2 hopefully will be on the way soon.
Aren't all these covers standard?
Pardon?
Aren't all the covers standard?
Oh. Hey Brian, you want to take care of that? What?
Stuff is happening in other parts of the story, so technical difficulties. So, yeah, as we try to ignore what's happening elsewhere in the store, we have issue 61 of Amazing Spider-Man. New costume, new job. A new Spider era begins right here. He's getting a new costume, doing some new stuff. Then we have the no last name is Joe.
Pardon me. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Michael Cho. That's Joe's first name.
I'm so sorry.
The duotone variant covers. We have issue 6 of American Vampire 1976. The Scott Snyder, Raphael Albuquerque. We have Autumnal number 5. Both covers. Ooh. Most likely when this becomes a trade, Matt will pick it. One of the new number 1s for this week. Batman Urban Legends. Yeah, everything is fine. As far as I know, I don't think anybody's hurt. It's just, the hazards of, doing retail in the time of pandemic. So, yeah. So, Batman Urban Legends, number 1. Kind of one of the new anthology series. So, we got our main cover. We have the Finch variant cover with Batman Red Hood. We have the Batman Grifter cover and a blank cover. That is the Kale Noog NGU. Yeah, drama, yay! So we have the Chip Zdarsky, Eddie Burroughs, Eber Ferreira story, which is Red Hood and Batman. That will be 6 parts, so the 6 issues of this. There is the Stephanie Phillips, Laura Braga, Harley Quinn Poison Ivy story, which is a prologue to the Batman Harley Quinn book that's coming out. There's part 1 of 3 of the Outsiders story by Brendan Thomas, who's the artist, and Max Dunbar is the artist. And part 1 of 5 of the Matthew Rosenberg, Ryan Benjamin Grifter story. So I would say that Red Hood Batman, The Outsiders, and Grifter will sort of be for the next couple of years, and then there'll be probably some rotating one-off stories. And I think if I remember correctly, Urban Legends is only going to be a limited series, so probably like a 10, 12 issue sort of.
Actually, I think what it is, Brian. So I think what it is Batman Urban Legends is going to be that's the new ongoing.
That's the new ongoing.
Yeah. So it's gonna be got stuff's dealt with. Basically, Urban Legends is going to be the 3rd ongoing after the standard Batman book. After Detective Comics, this is now the 3rd ongoing. Because Joker technically is not a Batman book, it's about Joker. I believe Legends of the Dark Knight is going to be a miniseries, and I believe The Detective is also going to be a limited or potentially like a maxi series. But yeah, theoretically that's going to be the 3rd ongoing one.
We'll probably have a rotating.
Yeah,
kind of.
which I would, if Brian hasn't talked about it yet, I would definitely recommend picking up that book if you're interested in Gothamverse stuff, especially if you're interested in Jason Todd Red Hood, or like me, are interested in them.
From like this thing, I would probably say the Red Hood story.
Yes.
Which it will be going on for a couple of issues, but also that Harley Quinn kind of thing, which is sort of the prologue to the new Harley Quinn Batman book.
Yeah, and then
so
the
there'll
third
be 2 different Harley Quinn.
And then the third story in there is the Grifter story, correct?
There's the Grifters and the Outsiders.
That's right. So the Grifters and Outsiders, that's the Matt Rosenberg one. Zdarsky's writing the Red Hood one, and then I'm not sure who's writing. Is it Stephanie Phillips is writing?
Stephanie Phillips.
So who's been going to take it over? But honestly, I've said this before. But this book in particular, I read the Harley and the Poison Ivy story, and I 100% like. I am all in for the way they're doing Harley now. Like, she's no longer a terrible character to me. I know a lot of people enjoyed some of the runs she's had recently. The Connor Palmiotti stuff I did not enjoy. I did not like the direction of the character, but I really think...
So this is the Harley...
starting with the Heroes Reborn stuff, we're starting to see Harley actually addressed as a character. More importantly, they're starting to write the Harley and Poison Ivy relationship as an actual romantic relationship, and not just 2 gal pals who like live together and, you know, have nicknames and, you know, just really love each other's company. So yeah, I you know what? If Punchline showing up and finally getting to be like the Harley Quinn that we all fell in love with originally during that time, if Punchline's gonna fill that role and it allows Harley to break away from this thing they've been stuck doing for the last 10 years because
and the
they're a
Grifter
sexy character, I guess,
stuff.
whatever. I'm actually interested in the character of Harley Quinn now, if they're going to be getting into some of the mental health stuff as to maybe why she was originally fell in love with Joker, to why during this run she's realizing how important Ivy's been to her whole life. So yeah, I would really say that, like, if you're looking to find some new stories within the Batverse and you know, you don't care about Detective, you're not concerned with what Bruce is doing, those are definitely the two ones I'd lead down, especially if you're getting excited for Harley Quinn #1 when it launches. But yeah, lots of good new stuff, and then Brian's gonna keep going.
So we have Birthright 47.
That was good. I like it.
We have issue 2 of the Black Hammer Visions book. So this one is written by Jeff Johns and Scott Collins.
Ooh.
So we have the main cover, which is a Collins cover. Kelly Jones has that variant cover. And then the third cover is by Tim Mandrick. And so they are taking on the Cabin of Horrors. So Black Hammer Visions is, each issue is from the world of Black Hammer, different concept from the books, and then different creative teams on each book. And so another big book with lots of different covers.
I had to turn around and see who was behind me because he's talking, he's using the big boy voice.
Sometimes you gotta do those things, Nathan.
So Blade Runner Origins #1, which is separate from the other Blade Runner book that's out there.
Correct. That is not the same book as Blade Runner 2029 #3. So there are 2 Blade Runner books this week, 2029. We do have this cover and all the other ones, but Origins is the big Blade Runner release for the week.
So we have the Archer main cover, the Peach Momoko B cover, the Robert Hack D cover.
Yes.
There is the Fernando Dagnino C cover.
Sure.
And then the E cover, which we had these in wrong order, the Peter Kowalski,
Oh, Peter Kowalski, cool.
and then a belly cover. So I think this book will technically possibly take place before the Blade Runner 2019, Blade Runner 2029.
I think so. I think it's supposed to be kind of canonically before that stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
So we have issue 6 of Commanders in Crisis. Issue 19 of Conan the Barbarian.
It's that sunshine, man. It's frying everybody's brain a little bit today.
issue 28
Right?
of the Zdarsky Daredevil run with Elektra's. So we got the main cover, and then we have a Man Thing Daredevil variant cover. I don't think anything like this happens in this issue. It's just Man Thing Daredevil. Man Devil? Devil Thing? So, if anyone who knows fear burns the touch of Man Thing, and Daredevil knows no fear, does Daredevil get burned when he touches Man Thing? I don't know. The conundrums of life. We have a one-shot. This year marks 30th anniversary of Deadpool being a thing. So we have the main cover, and like a party variant, and we have the Liefeld variant.
The Kid Liefeld variant.
Well, Kid Liefeld happens in the story. So yes, there's the very last page shows a very young looking Rob Liefeld making pouches for Daredevil. Or Deadpool, not Daredevil.
Okay. So these should be ripped and put already.
Yeah.
That's good. Here. What about these things underneath the card over here?
Those are ones I just did from on top.
Okay.
I think this might be the J. David Ramos cover. Yeah, there's various stories from various different creative teams. So you have stories from Joe Kelly, Scotty Young, Kelly Thompson, Fabian Nicieza, Gail Simone, Daniel Way, Jerry Duggan with Brian Bosing, and Rob Liefeld. So you get Ricardo Sandoval, Aaron Connolly, Kevin Labrenda, Bob Quinn, Pat Zurcher, Michael Shelfer, Paco Medina, Scott Koblish. Kind of 30 Years of Deadpool. Issue 2 of Beyond Deep Beyond? Not Beyond Deep. So,
It's not TV 20. So what is 20?
those things. Issue 3 of Eternals. The new Karen Gillan things. Maybe we'll eventually see the movie. Finally got in our copies of Future State 2. Main cover with the Jenny Prison variant cover. We have a new issue of Goon. So because it says it's Goon 13. So the diabolical Dr. Alloy returns, tries again once more. And then the kind of a design looking variant for a robot thing. The final issue of Green Lantern Season 2, which is the Grant Morrison book. Final issue, so I'll probably be putting out a trade or hardback of this series soon, and then kind of a cool Hal variant cover, which is there are two different names on there. So it's the Ladron and the Juan Jimenez. We have issue 4 of Homesick Pilots.
The grand scheme of things. It's
So
not
yeah,
that
so guys, do you have a cover preference, or you just want like the main one?
He is.
So we have Homesick Pilots 4. Yeah. So, Deep Beyond. So, main cover. The blue variant cover. And then the close-up red helmet. So yeah, we can get you a main cover.
I got it.
So, and you will.
I will make sure we got a Deep Beyond #2 main cover for you, Chris.
Yeah. So we have issue 44 of Murhawk, which we're 6 issues away from the end.
We're getting there.
So the main Alex Ross cover, the Cho kind of minimalistic colors,
So they are calling those the two-tone.
two-toned.
Two-tone. I believe we had the Ant-Man and Wasp Avengers one last week, which
Yeah.
I think was the first one.
Yeah,
The
it's-
ska variants?
Did you just call them ska variants?
Yeah, ska. Two-tone?
That's what I thought. I thought that was the reference you were making. Just wanted to clarify.
and then we have the
Just wanted to clarify.
retro-themed Bennett variant covers.
The homage.
Yes.
Homage, I believe, is what the word they're using for those. Because they're
So
homageable.
probably one of the books with the most amount of
Oh.
covers.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have the Joker #1, which is the James Tynion IV with
PM March.
Guillaume March.
So the same
What we
person.
talked about is doing Carmen. So this then includes a backup story featuring Punchline, which is by Tynion IV,
And Mark Andolfo's
Mark
illustrator.
Gandolfo, and then Jeff Johns.
So
Okay.
continuing kind of the story they started, I believe, somewhat in that Punchline one-shot. But basically, yeah, this is going to be the origin for the character. This is essentially going to be running in the backup of Joker. So for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, this is going to be a new ongoing series, basically following the events of Joker War. The Joker is now on the run, and I believe the premise is basically James Gordon wants to retire, and the last thing he feels that he needs to do is to capture the Joker, the character who paralyzed his daughter, murdered his other son, or his son,
Other child.
his other child, James Gordon Jr. So if you have not read Scott Snyder's Black Mirror, read that. Very, very good. And then think about that as essentially informing a lot of what's going on here. So basically, Joker's on the run, and Gordon is going to catch him to finally do the last thing he has to do before he can officially walk away from being a cop, I guess.
So we have the March main cover. We have the Frank Whiteley
Just gross looking Joker.
of
Shout out for drawing Joker like a gross monster and not some super hot actor. Because it's just Joker's cool like that.
Then we have the Punchline.
That is the Francesco Mattina Punchline
Very
cover. We also have the blank cover,
My cover.
and then
We have the
Mark Brooks team variants. So for anyone who does not know about the team variants, DC is going to be releasing special variant covers for the first issue of a lot of their books. This is getting one. This is not a cover price variant.
Batman had one last week.
Batman had a no, it didn't. Did it? No.
Yeah, it's the variant cover.
We don't have a team variant for it though.
What's everybody on it?
No, so what I'm saying is this is a very specific thing that they are calling team variants. So Mark Brooks has this variant. Harley will have a variant. I can't remember who the artist is. I believe Frank Avila has one. But essentially, we have to order a large quantity of these books just to get access to any of them. That's why they are not cover price. So the Mark Brooks variant is going to be that is actually a $9.99 book. However, if you want to get 5 of them, $40 for 5. But basically, we had to order 250 copies of that book just to be able to have any. Minimum order for all the team variants is 250. So so that is the 1 in 25 Riccardo Federici ratio variant. A lot of the ratio variants are these Federici sketch variants, but specifically that beautiful cover for Mark Brooks with Punchline and Joker is technically a non-cover price variant. Pardon?
That's not a team?
Nope, that is just the standard variant.
Even though the whole team is there?
It's the word team doesn't actually involve the people on the cover. I think the idea is just they're part of Team DC or something dumb like that.
Okay.
Like Stormbreakers and whatever. They're not dumb. It's just it's dumb that we have to order 250 copies just to sell
because I would
any of them.
I would consider a team as a large group of people.
You're not wrong, Brian. The variants that for 106 last week looked like the entire team of all Gotham characters.
All the Bat family.
It was the whole Bat. It was the whole team. But yeah, for some reason, the team variant is a specific thing. So this Mark Brooks cover here. This is a higher price point. It's hiding all the way back there. Basically, this gorgeous cover here. So we have a lot of them because we had to order them. But you'll notice on the back it says exclusive team variant. So I believe when Harley #1 comes out, it'll have one. I'm totally blanking. I want to. Is it like Yoshi Amano? They've got a Japanese artist doing the cover for it. But basically, this will be the first one. $10 each for these. However, if you want to order more than that, we'll cut you a deal. But these are going to be essentially one of the gimmicks they're doing for quite a while, at least with this initial wave of releases. So like I said, I've seen a Francesco Francavilla one. They're doing one. I'm trying to remember who else has got them, but they're all really gorgeous looking covers. But it's just this weird deal where we have to order 250 copies minimum to get this, just to get these. So we've got a lot of them. So please help us. Please buy them from us. But we'll have them forever, or until the internet realizes we have them. So if you would like a copy, $10 for the first one. You buy more than one. We'll figure something out. Like $40. But yeah, like once again, just a kind of a special variant for that one. That's starting this new wave of team variants. Not to be confused with variants featuring the team or cast of characters in the book. Brian's not wrong. That's what a team variant should be. This makes no sense. 'Cause it's not like Mark Brooks is doing the next one. Like I don't understand what the word team has to do with any of this.
Because there's only 2 people there. I don't consider that. I guess they
It's
are
a duo.
It's a duo, and a duo could be a team.
True. If you can have a one-man army corps, you can have a suppose
Marvel team up had 2 heroes.
So but in any case, Joker's got cool covers and you want them all. Speaking of cool covers, Brian, what's the cover of that book next to Joker?
Last Witch.
Ooh. There's a 3rd issue, correct?
Yes, issue 3. We have Maria Lovett's Luna #2. We have issue 2 of The Maniac of New York.
Ooh, another strong book. So yeah, for anyone who didn't pick up, we still have maybe like 1 or 2 copies of that first issue. We should have second prints of #1 coming back in stock next week. So if you weren't unable to, there might be like 2 or 3 left on the shelf. It's been a limit 1 per customer since it came out. But we did get second printings on order immediately for #1. So if you missed out on getting that first issue of Maniac of New York by Elliot Callan, you can get that now. Also check out Knock 'Em Dead. Is that their other book that Elliot Callan, or is that Rahal? Nelson, we were talking about this. But yeah, that is the new one. And then Brian, what issue is that?
Mighty Morphin 5.
Mighty Morphin 5.
The Dragon Zord on the cover. The Legacy numbering cover. So this is issue 5, but if they didn't cancel the series, it would have been issue 64.
I do appreciate though that those numbers are going back and forth. So like the next issue of Power Rangers will be issue 65. So it is kind of a nice thing that if you were to pick those up, they're actually putting them in reading order for you.
He says not the same people.
Oh, is that Elliot Rahal is writing Knock 'em Dead? Then that's what it is.
And so Mighty Morphin
And
has
Elliot
the blue.
Callahan is writing Maniac. All right. That's why I asked you. I figured you remember.
Miskatonic number 4.
Definitely not. Has nothing to do with Lovecraft.
And then the another book that
Woo.
has
That actually might have even had my favorite variant cover of the week. Actually, it definitely had my favorite variant cover of the week.
So we have Non-Stop Spider-Man,
It's not that cover.
which is the Joe Kelly, Chris Bachalo.
It's all killer, no filler. It's non-stop action. Do you like the movie Speed? Were you alive when the movie Speed came out?
So pretty much all of the pages, it's just non-stop, well, except for there. But action, action, action.
Might be like the Star Trek ones in the Dark Horse section. The Bowie one is out on the front.
So this is a special twofer, because if you get this one, you can have, congratulations, you now hold a generates no cover book, which you can easily take it off, which is pretty cool. And then this is as the die cut one on the inside.
There might still
Woo.
be an Avatar one. No, Avatar stuff. Go 2 racks from the far right, second shelf
So-
down, and find out on the left.
If you get the die cut one, you also get the
Second from the top.
no cover special in this. You get, there's the Alex Ross variant. There's the Scotty Young variant. Legitimate no cover? Or what they would consider the blank one? I want to find the. So
What are you looking at?
this is the Greg
That is
LaRocque,
Yep, that's the LaRocque.
which they do give me the variant cover.
Oh man, they actually told you in the back. Holy crap! Finally, that's so nice. The Artist A cover, now known as the Lashley cover. Did you already show off the cool cover?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. The fact that Brian bought this cover simply because it comes with this on it, I think is very funny. But also, die cut covers are cool. That was a good looking cover. It's got a thing on the back. But most
So
importantly, it says you're wasting your money, so you know Brian bought 2. He only bought 1.
that's the Lashley variant.
Yeah.
And this is the Bacalao wraparound cover.
Yep.
And then the word balloon cover. Which they don't show you on the inside. What's the back? Word bubble.
That is the, I believe they're calling the party variant or something, or the something like that.
Yeah. Not sure who's doing this one, but word bubble. So, all sorts of different covers. Issue 6 of the William P. Craig Russell Ornithology.
Who's doing it? Who's illustrating in that one, right?
It has Jill Thompson and Galen Showman.
Oh, cool. You're getting some really, really good talent on that.
No, Galen Showman is the letterer.
Okay.
So this is all Jill
It's all
Thompson.
Jill? Oh, hell yeah. It's just a full Jill Thompson issue, gorgeous. So papers. Lots of papers.
That came in with that directions.
This is the papers? They're on the top of the card. Looks like they're right there.
And so then there's the Mac parent cover.
Papers, please. Papers.
No
Issue
papers.
25 of Rat Queens.
Which might be the last issue for the foreseeable future. I believe that concludes the storyline, and unfortunately, I think that might actually be the conclusion of that story for a brief period of time. Although, keep an eye out. The game is coming. They are working on the Rat Queens game.
We have Rorschach number 6.
They're on the road again with a really cool ray gun.
I'm not sure if that's how the song goes. We're on the road again with a really cool ray gun.
That's definitely not how it goes.
We have Scouts Honor number 3.
Ooh.
Continuing on to be a really cool and interesting kind of book. Post-apocalyptical society will base their society on basically the Boy Scouts of America handbook.
And they're all Boy Scouts?
No, but essentially there's like the Scout Master is like the leader of their colony, and then they all the young men in the colony who all hope to kind of join the ranks. There's the Eagle's Nest, which is the highest thing that they can achieve. So they don't actually use any of the
Speaking of that,
outright terminology from Boy Scouts of America, but they do have some. They have a thing called the Eagle's Nest instead of the Eagle Scout Award. And
speaking of that, shout out to all the was it Girl Scouts of America this year who could finally qualify for getting their Eagle Scout badge for the first time ever.
Yeah.
So I think there was like hundreds. There was like a ton of them. So shout out all the Girl Scouts who finally could get the sweet Eagle Scout badge.
Yeah.
Good job. It was hard to earn. You deserved it. Good job.
it's hard for anybody to.
Yeah, no, like legitimately, like a friend of mine was an Eagle Scout. Like I remember his his project. Like you legitimately, like you have to put in work and you have to really like form leadership skills. So like, good job to anyone who's earned their Eagle Scout badge. Like all the members of Scouts Honor. They have not earned their badges.
Because I think they say that it's basically, it's like one person every like year can go to the Eagle's Nest. And so we have Space Bastards number 3.
Ooh, yes. So continuing that awesome Derek Robertson book, and ooh,
We have the Spectre Inspectors.
number 2, very cool. So for anyone who might be a fan of, say, Lumberjanes, I think this is very much like Lumberjanes meets Supernatural meets other detectives who are young. I don't know.
Scooby-Doo.
Scoob. Oh, come on, Brian. Don't tempt me with this fake Scooby-Doo. We're about to get DC. We're about to get Batman Scooby-Doo mysteries. Or excuse me.
I think it's Batman Scooby-Doo.
Is it? Oh, screw you, Bruce. You don't get top billing. Should be a Scooby-Doo Batman mysteries, if you ask me.
It's in some.
Ask me.
It's in,
The point is,
there's a book that's going to be Scooby-Doo and Batman. coming out.
Is Johnny Constantine gonna hang out with him?
Maybe in the future.
I just love the idea that there's a Johnny Constantine comic coming out.
Yes. We have issue 12 of Star Wars. So, main cover, the Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary cover, and the action figure variant cover.
Ooh. Great Leia action.
So then we have issue 9 of Strange Academy, which is seemingly becoming a bi-monthly book.
Heck yeah.
So we have main cover, the Cho two-toned cover, and then the student spotlight. So that's Toth.
Like Alex Toth?
It's
Like-
Toth, Toth.
I mean, cool.
So in
Unless
this,
it's Toph, the original metal bender. That'd also be very cool. Toph showed up in there.
so this issue has its Parents' Day at the Strange Academy. So Doyle,
Yay! I can't wait to meet Doyle's dad.
Doyle's dad does not get a show.
Oh, Dormammu's a bad dad. Dormammu's a bad dad.
Well, he's also, I think, probably banned from campus.
Man, I'm just saying, a real dad would have put the effort in and showed up, or at least tried to. A good dad.
The Asgardians' parents didn't show up.
Again, good parents would have shown up. All right, Brian.
A demon showed up and basically said, "Hey, I showed up. Can I leave now?"
Well, Brian, what is the next book up? Because
It's
this
Superman.
this is
29.
the first. This is the first Infinite Frontier, right? So we haven't had action yet, have we?
No,
So this is just one story.
there's 2 stories.
Oh,
So then we have the main cover,
oh my!
which is by the artist on the inside, Phil Hester, and then we have the
Team variant.
everybody hanging out.
Definitely
variant.
not a team variant. I think that's just what they're doing because I believe the Wonder Woman variant's
Yeah.
the same thing, right?
I think that's Tim's. Yeah, John Timms,
Okay.
who was the artist on Young Justice.
Do you think that's Bruce's child or related to them? It's not 2 M's, is it? Or is
It's
it?
2 M's.
I mean, my assumption is if your
Well,
last
he's
name
Tim's, not
Yeah.
Tim.
isn't it Bruce Timms?
No, it's Bruce Tim.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is Timm. You're right.
Bruce Tim, and this is John Timms.
You're right. As always, Brian, you are right.
Yay.
I don't doubt when you say something.
So the backup story is their Tales of Metropolis. And so it is a story that is...
I'm eating the third one. Hold on. This is for you, Matt.
ASMR!
ASMR Kane.
So the backup story, Tales of Metropolis, involves Bibbo Borowski and Jimmy
Brian, you're
Olsen.
fantastic. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Just for you, Matt. Just for you.
And so that is Sean Lewis and Semi Barassi, Basri.
Sure.
So, Jimmy, Bibbo.
Oh, that. No, I'm sorry. It's that.
So with the main story,
Oh, no.
with John, with his dad,
Sure.
Superman, essentially John, who has been hanging out in the 30th century with the lead superheroes, has kind of some qualms about his dad going and doing stuff.
PSA, if you ever travel to the future and you learn anything about Brian's future, don't tell him about it because I've heard multiple times today, when you go to the future, you shouldn't tell people from the past what happens to them.
Or at least you
He's
shouldn't.
brought it up multiple times today.
Yeah. So John went to the future 30th century, hung out with the leading superheroes, and while he was there, everyone kept on telling him stuff about his dad. Especially things from his dad's future that, you know, he probably doesn't want to know. Because
You mean all good stuff about about his dad, right?
sure, all sorts of good things, and also sort of just like, hey, this is all we have for the history of your dad up to this certain point in time.
Why's that? He just stopped
He stopped
doing
making.
memorable things?
He stopped doing things after a certain period of time.
Uh-oh. Superman gets lazy.
So we might be running into another Death of Superman situation.
Oh, very interesting.
But then, what does John do? Does John step up and become Superman in his dad's absence?
I mean, haven't we already... Wasn't that the beginning of Future State?
That's
Superman?
technically
Of
Superman
Metropolis? So, I mean, we've seen what happens, but now is the question, is the future we've seen in Future State the future we're getting to?
Yes, but the whole thing is like if it took John that long to finally accept stuff, that's
It's a bit... It took him some time. He had to
like a
process.
decade.
Yeah, he had to process some stuff. You know, it's a big deal. Could you imagine, but realistically, I feel like, okay. First of all, shout out Return of Super Sons, because legitimately, Damian and John are the only two characters who would ever understand what that's like, as far as the inability to ever live up to being your father. You want to talk about inadequacies of a son to a dad? Yeah, those are the two characters that forever and always will never live up to their
Damien
parents.
has not only your dad, but also your grandfather.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Damien's got everything built into it, where he legitimately should be the greatest human being to be alive, and John has to be the example of the greatest human being, or human being adjacent, who's ever lived. So yeah, just, once again, shout out that Return of the Super Sons book. I'm really excited.
Oh, Superman 29 also introduced Cone Ball.
Is that a future sport? Or is that a character?
That's technically a past sport.
Oh, good gosh.
Because apparently...
That's very cool.
So apparently when John was a little kid, he liked to play cone ball with his dad. Which is essentially throwing a pine cone to each other.
Wow. So, like his dad, John has no imagination. It is a total vanilla block. Cool.
Because Superman essentially throws a pine cone at his son and says, "Hey, son, you want to play cone ball with me?"
that is absolutely something stupid and corny that Clark would come up with. In the same way that Damian and Bruce had one, but they probably threw shuriken. They probably threw batarangs at each other.
Yeah.
Once again, two very interesting characters that have so much in common with each other, reflecting the relationship their fathers have. It's a good book.
So
I'm so happy Super Sons is coming back, Brian. For you in particular, I know how much you love those characters.
I've read the first two series.
Yeah, you can check out the Super Sons Omnibus, formerly on Brian's shelf, but I moved it to the main DC one because I had space.
So we have Taskmaster number 4,
What?
which
I have not looked at
which
it.
may or may not feature a person that people really want to pick up a book.
But I have not read it yet, so I have no idea on it.
So Joker number 1 is falling out of Joker War. Joker's on the run. Basically, Gordon realizes
Let's see if that person.
before he can retire and capture the Joker.
So no, the person that people freaked out that was in issue 3 is not in issue 4.
Basically, him on the run with Gordon trying to.
So we have a new number 1, Thor, Loki, Double Trouble.
So going back to that punchline.
So main cover.
That's what Joker is. It's basically. If you think about
I think that's an Erica Henderson.
the Black Mirror
cover, and then
100% recommend Black Mirror. That's Snyder.
kind of a cool movie poster looking main cover. So this is Mariko Tamaki with Guru Hero. Guru Hero did the art for the Spider-Man Venom book also did the art for the Gwenpool series. Not the Gwenpool Strikes Back one, the other series. Yeah. It is the Erica Henderson. But this one is essentially younger. They kind of look like they're teenage, kind of Thor and Loki, but probably given how long gods live, they're probably not in their teens. They're probably still a couple hundred years old. But yeah, the Jewett brothers hanging out, doing stuff. Gotta stop a giant lizard.
Definitely.
So a nice kind of younger reader kind of book.
Which one? The Thor Double
the Thor
Trouble?
Double Trouble thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What did they did? Oh, they did Mariko and Gurahira, did they do the Spider-Man
I know that
Venom Double Trouble?
that I do know that
The artist illustrated it.
I know that the same artist. I'm not sure if it's the same writer.
Okay, so but that's exactly why like this looks so familiar to me. But yeah, it's them. I don't think it's because that one was Freaky Friday,
Yes.
and which was just funny. I don't think this is Freaky
That
Friday.
is not Freaky Friday.
Okay.
They're essentially trying to stop a giant lizard from attacking Asgard.
It's very cool. Is it Kid Loki?
They're like teens.
Okay, so Thor is also a young version
Yes,
of,
so
of,
they're
of
all-
them- of
so they're-
himself. Okay.
Not really, by the way, humans, but it's a younger.
So just the idea of these two brothers just being brothers.
Yes, and not getting, along with each other and just,
Oh, they will. Oh. Whatever. I think it's super fun and cute, and I thought that first Double Trouble was a lot of fun. So
we have Vampire the Masquerade number 6.
so you can get those right there together and just jump right into the next part of this story.
We have Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood.
Yes.
Number 4.
Number 4. Who's working on that one, Brian?
So we get Kelly Thompson and Kerry Randolph.
Oh, heck yeah.
We get Ed Brisson with Leonard Kirk.
Oh, the Briss.
Then there is a Stephen S. DeKnight with Paulo Square, Siqueira.
Esquerra, maybe? I'm not familiar with them. Cool. I mean, it's one of those situations where because it's black and white and red, so they're really highlighting. I think
The
the
Kelly
work of the
Thompson,
artists.
Kerry Randolph is
Yeah, that Kerry
Wolverine
Randolph one is gorgeous.
with Mystique.
Yeah, Kerry Randolph. Some people might know from, I believe, Excellence or some other work they've done.
And then here's the Leonard Kirk, Ed Brisson.
Is that an Old Man Logan story?
No, it's
Okay. I was just curious because I know Ed had a long run with Old Man Logan or with the Dead Man Logan, so I was curious if he was kind of going back to some
it looks
Old
like
Man
it's
Logan-y
Wolverine
stuff.
in his current costume.
Okay.
And then
Ooh.
the Stephen S. DeKnight with the Paulo Sierra is doing stuff with Sauron
Oh wow, that's cool. That's
and
very-
dinosaurs.
Ooh, so Savage Land stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. Be cool. So if you enjoy this kind of stuff, keep an eye out next week for Superman Red and Blue. We got a sneak peek at that. Looks gorgeous. Jill Thompson, beautiful working there. Some other good strong work. Also, keep an eye out for I believe we're gonna get a Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. So some Carnage symbiote stories. Are they even advertising in the back of that? Oh, even better. The symbiote is full of synergy. Corporate synergy. Nothing says corporate synergy like a symbiote. It's symbiote.
I want to see if there's a larger age.
Is there like a bigger splash for it or something? Maybe.
Because I know I saw it in some of the other books that there's a larger splash. Yeah. If you thought Wolverine's bulk was blood, wait till you read.
It's nothing but blood for Carnage.
Which has Donny Cates, Benjamin Percy, Teeny Howard, Sophie Shirley, Kevin Ashley.
Sorry, I didn't know there was this gorgeous little Paulina Gun Show backup story in the back of this with the young Diana.
Yep.
That was adorable. Sorry, Brian, I'm stealing your thunder, but like, this is just adorable.
So this is the everybody stands around, we're not a team variant.
Definitely not a team variant. Not a team variant is what they're calling those. Standard cover. So shout out Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad taking over on writing duties for Wonder Woman. But yes, looks to be.
And then the backup story is a young Diana.
Yes.
Story.
Yeah. So Jordi Belair is writing the. Flip that. Jordi Belair is writing the backup story here. So, and then just adorably illustrated. So
it
yeah.
looks like basically the DC books at the moment
Mm-hmm.
all have backup stories.
Yeah. So this will be to be continued.
So Wonder Woman has young Diana. Superman has Tales of Metropolis.
Well, in the Tales of Metropolis, that's going to go from Superman to Action, right?
Possibly, because it could just be... Because it will probably be just different people inside the city of
I
Metropolis.
feel like that was the same thing with also
Joker
how...
has Punchline.
And Batman and Detective, I think, are going to share a backup story.
Batman and Detective will have Robin backup stories
Yes.
until the Robin series starts up.
Yeah,
and
that
then
Robin 2021 series
then
looks
they'll-
good.
So we have X Factor 8.
Ooh,
The
got the
X
power.
Factor headquarters is haunted.
Really?
Yep.
Really? The place that's responsible for determining whether or not dead mutants get to come back, the house is haunted?
Yes. Well,
Is it on a hill?
It's on a cliff.
House on Haunted Cliff. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Alright, so we've got that, and then we've got a smattering of stuff that I honestly just didn't want to put on the shelf because I'd rather
So
put other
issue
stuff
3 of Blade Runner 29, not to be confused with Blade
Origins.
Runner Origins.
Or
Issue 12 of Bloodshot.
I believe that might even be the last issue of that kind of opening Bloodshot book? Or maybe it's just going on, who knows.
We have Redemption, issue 2.
Another AWA Upshot book. We should have copies of number 1 still in stock.
Sea of Stars, number 9.
So the Dennis Hallam and Jason Aaron kind of, it's like T for teen kind of adventure, space adventure book.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jenica 2. So the second Jenica miniseries.
So the next issue in that.
And then the Last Ronin issue number 1.
Director's Cut.
Director's Cut is coming. I think it's scheduled to be out next week.
Yeah, and then we just looked. TMNT Last Run in number 3 is scheduled to ship on the 12th of May. So you got plenty of time to finally read your first print of number 1, or your second print of number 1, or your
the
third
director's
print of
cut.
number 1, or the director's cut of number 1 that's about to be out,
And then issue 2.
and then issue 2. And then in May you can read 3.
So
maybe.
that's what we have for...
So that's the new stuff. There were a lot of collected stuff we could certainly get into, but these were at least all of the singles and a lot of the picks. I'm gonna go grab a bunch of the collected stuff just to give you a brief tour of that. But I will get them priced in the system before we close today. But Brian, I was hoping maybe you would like to show off some of the latest release of the DC Multiverse action figure line that we got in.
So we got in the Batman Last Night on Earth wave.
We did, and there are 4 separate figures. I believe we have 2 of these ones right here. But yeah, if you want to show those off, I'm going to grab the rest of the stuff.
So they have their collect to build figure, which is Bane. So you could get Scarecrow with Bane's torso, and also if you get Scarecrow, he will hook into the back of the Bane torso, and he will be able to ride on the back of Bane, much like from the series. So that's, I think, and then it tells you, oh, okay, you have to get those 3 other, so you have Scarecrow, you have Wonder Woman, which includes Bane's arms, but not his hands. So you can get Last Night Earth, Wonder Woman. You can get Omega, which includes Bane's legs. Or you can get Batman, who then comes with the head of the Joker, which comes with Bane's head and his hands. And so we do have doubles of Omega and Batman. But we have one of each, so you could, if you bought all four, you could make that really cool looking Bane figure.
Oh, there's no papers printed.
So I'm not exactly sure how much each figure is at the moment, but it's probably 25 to 30, kind of somewhere in there. Because I think that's what the other figures have been.
I gotta check. The retail on those is more than likely gonna be, I think those are usually retail around like 28 or 30. Let me double check.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna be in that same price point.
But I think probably if you bought all four, we could maybe knock a few dollars off them. You know, if you're gonna essentially buy the whole wave.
Yeah, Brian, they're more than likely they should be retailing at 28. I think is what's
So like $28. So, you know, if you include like tax, you're probably getting up to like $30 or around there. There's probably another like $1 in tax.
Alright, so, yeah, I love that Scarecrow's got this little thing in the front that pops out. So yeah, I saw someone do like an unboxing of these videos, or these figures earlier, and yeah, that when they put that Bane together and they pop that Scarecrow on his back, it looks really good. I was really skeptical of that first wave they did, or very critical, but yeah, I think, oh man, the paints on these are getting so much better. They're actually doing like this kind of like dirt wash on them now, and yeah, even like you just look at the detail on Joker's face in there. These have gotten a lot better for me. Still not as consistent as say like the Marvel Legends line, but McFarlane's getting there. Yeah, I mean the Diamond Slot. I mean then there's obviously like Super Set and like the NECA and SH figure are like getting into those high end ones. Or
did you see that they're doing a WandaVision Wanda Marvel Select figure?
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's in her costume, right?
Yeah, it's from like the last episode.
Yeah. No, that looks good. We've got a couple other announcements on that soon. But yeah.
Because yeah, they've essentially once the essentially like, hey, you know,
yep,
we're doing a lot more Funko Pops. We're doing have some Marvel Legends, have some Marvel Select.
I did appreciate as the last,
have something like that.
Yeah, as the last, I think it was 3 episodes aired, there was like a Funko Pop release the next day where it's like, we can finally show you White. We can finally show you this character.
Because it was like, so we had a couple pre-show, and then so then here's a Monica.
Yeah.
Hey, and like here's another Vision. Hey. Here's an Agnes.
No, they've been good about it, but yeah, I think now that we're through that, we'll finally see that full release line. So if anyone has any interest in these, we do still have the full line available. There are doubles of, I believe, the Omega and the Batman character. That is the only Scarecrow we've got and the only Wonder Woman, unfortunately. So if you gotta put this together, you gotta get that whole set there. Where's Bane's head?
Bane's head comes with the hands.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I was sitting there going, I was like, what's that Spawn head doing in there? Yeah, it's Bane.
It's Bane's mask, but then the white part is a bat.
Is a bat symbol. No, I mean it's.
So,
I'll say this: Last Night on Earth, for what it was actually pretty good. 3-issue mini. It did something with Bruce I hadn't seen them do before. Like the hook, Bruce wakes up in the future. He's in Arkham. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't remember how he got there. And then the reveal at the end of that first episode or that first issue, I remember going, I don't think I've ever seen someone tell Bruce do this before. The fact that you're doing something new with Bruce Wayne as a Batman character, cool. And realistically, you know, it's like it was Snyder and Capullo putting the team back together before Death Metal. So, yeah, I'd say if you enjoyed that brief 3-issue run, you want to pick up the collected volume, we should have that available. But yeah, you can get some of these gorgeous new figures and start constructing your Last Night on Earth set. You know, got keep an eye out. We're getting a lot more action figures in. Marvel Select lines, Black Series stuff. I just ordered some Diamond Select Thing stuff. Oh, a Diamond Select Thing figure. And then
for the Fantasy Four.
There's also got some Legends of Lucha coming in. Shout out Nelson, me getting in with me on that Penta 0M and that Phoenix pre-order. Shout out Brian over here for getting in on that accessories pack with me. Can't wait to watch what's her name? Gwenpool Powerbomb Jeff the Shark through a table. That's gonna be real cool.
Not Powerbomb Peely through a table.
Peely or what's that gross brat?
The brat.
The brat.
The brat or the brat.
I want to see the brat get hit with a light tube by by one of your characters. But yeah, we're
and I'll just have John Cena standing over there.
But yeah, action figures. We're getting into them. We're definitely a thing that this gentleman and friend of the shop Daniel Nelson have been very good influences on me. In that I'm now very interested in figures. Shout out Brian who's going to be gifting me a figure in the future, which is 100% gotten me back on looking at action figures again, and I'm keeping an eye out on all these Marvel Legends line. Hasbro, announce that Powers of X line, please. Just give me a Cardinal and Rasputin 2-pack. I will pre-order it now. Also, Nelson, that MODOK looks sick. I'm really excited to see that in person. That Maestro looks cool. So yeah, we love toys around here. Ordering more toys, hopefully making them available for all of our viewers and our people who come into the shop. We did also this week get some lovely PVC DC statues, including Black Adam and Gal Gadot Wonder Woman 84. So those are in now.
I think those are like $55.
Yeah, $55. Not too much. Not like the porcelain one, so relatively inexpensive. Big statues. So you know, if you love those, you can get in there. Oh, I know, Celia. I know. It's why I originally said I'm not getting action figures, and then I got into Safubis, and nothing says slow down on your spending like hand-painted Japanese import vinyl toys. So that was nice. That helped me slow that down. And then I ordered a 10-inch Muhammad Ali Safubi like the other day because it looks so good. Oh, really? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, you got the full line, right? I was watching the Major Wrestling Pod unbox on that. Ooh, they look good. They also, I think they just announced Switchblade King Switch is coming in the 3rd series. Oh man, Nelson, I can't wait for you to get those.
I think my next pre-order comes in May.
What's that? The Villains line?
No.
Oh, what? Who? Cups? You're getting more cups, Brian? What are you getting?
Well, one thing that I'm getting, I know that you hate, so.
Why are you ordering Jawas? Seriously, why are you ordering Jawas?
Because it's like a retro Black Series one.
Oh, those ones did look really good. I'm not gonna lie. Those did. The retro Black Series line stuff has been really good. I like those. That first wave they did with like the Yoda. So it comes on like the blister pack.
Yeah.
It's that one. Like when we got those Yodas and the ones that are out there.
No, so it's like original, like kind of the Black Black Series figures, but they're more styled like the old ones from like '77.
Oh, okay.
So there's some like
yeah.
cloth goods and stuff.
Sweet. Yeah, of course I know who you didn't order.
Voldemort?
I would rather have a Voldemort figure than the figure he didn't order. No offense to them. Actually, offense to them. I think they might be somewhat problematic. they didn't escape that whole ringing out of the British wrestling scene. But yeah, you got the 3 good ones. Oh my god, I can't wait to see that freaking Tanahashi one. It looks so good. Oh man, those New Japan figures are really good. We'll get back to talking about comics soon. There's some really good lines coming. Oh man, I can't wait. I really want to see that Ishii you get too. That'll be good. All right, so enough toys for now. For now, we'll get back to them. But if you need to get your hands on any of these DC Multiverse Last Night on Earth, let us know, and we can get them set aside for you. All right. So in the meantime, I did want to grab this giant stack of collected stuff. Ooh, pardon me. That we got in, as well as there's some reorder stuff I wanted to show off. But let's just start with the new stuff. So for fans of manga, we've got the Dr. Stone reboot Byakuya, story and art by Bochi, maybe? Learn what happened when the world turned to stone in this special side story to Dr. Stone. As Senku and his friends are being petrified, his father, Byakuya, is on the International Space Station. This is the story of the crew as they try to survive as the only humans who remain flesh and blood. So, once again, there's a popular manga, so they do a secondary series. So this is the first volume in that. We do also have the first volume in The Girl Without a Face. Very much a romance comic, but her boyfriend thinks she's the cutest girl around, but her expressions can be a bit hard to read. Despite the miscommunication, there's one thing that always comes across: their love for each other. So if you enjoy a good romance comic, romance manga, pardon me, that's very much what this seems to be. So as usual, I saw volume 1 of a new manga, so I ordered some. So I would say if you are looking for something a little weirder, a little more unique, but something that realistically just gets at the heart of relationships, The Girl Without a Face might be the right choice for you. Continuing on with some more manga, we have the latest from D&Q's release of the Shigeru Mizuki stuff. So this is the Tono Monogatari book. This is going to be more stuff, I believe, with some exploration of like yokai. Also, once again, shout out Zach Davison, local friend of the shop, who also helped translate Demon Days X-Men #1, which Demon Days is in the system finally as a subscription, Brian.
Ooh.
We can finally put Demon Days X-Men on people's list, even though the next book is not called X-Men. It's called Demon Days
Morocco.
That's the one. So we can finally add the Demon Days subscription to people's list, as in case you're wondering. The Peach Momoko. But yes, if you enjoy some traditional alternative Japanese manga, you might enjoy some more of this. But yeah, it's Mizuki, so just a lot more exploration of kind of Japanese mythology, as well as yokai and oni and all sorts of great stuff that, of course, Zach Davison carefully translated. Eisner Award winner, Zach Davison. Shout out, Zach, again. So some great new releases in the manga section. And then we've got some other really great releases, including from Erica Moen and Matthew Nolan, Let's Talk About It, The Teen's Guide to Sex, Relationships, and Being a Human. So once again, a very well done...
I thought the table of contents was sort of an interesting sentence. It was like, let's talk about blank.
Yes, so what is this book? What is first? What is a relationship? Your body, start, masturbation, safe sex. All things that
teens probably have questions
teens
about.
or all people probably have questions about, but specifically this is going to be for younger readers. This has actually been put out by Random House Kids. So very thoughtful, very well-produced book that very much will hopefully help some young people or maybe some older people who haven't experienced stuff for the first time. But just a nice... You're not the only one who's dealt with this before, or you've got some questions you don't maybe necessarily want to ask your parents or want to see in your Google history. So that's that. Another really, really strong
you can't
book.
Go down to Radio Shack anymore because you got questions, they got answers.
Not anymore. They don't got stores. The Antifa Super Soldier Cookbook. So, if you want to know how you can become an Antifa Super Soldier, this is the one for you. It's super serious, not satirical, and you definitely want to take it seriously. Right, Brian?
Yep.
Yep.
There's totally not a character in there called General Disarray.
Not at all. It's definitely not designed to actually, hopefully, inform people about what Antifa really is. It's not a terrorist organization. It's a long-standing organization who has fought fascism. You know, like Nazis. So this is, again, a Silver Sprocket book. So thoughtfully done, very well informed, honestly, very, very well produced, and as always, lots of good satire in here, lots of very absurd stuff. So you know, you've got a character who is becoming the ultimate Antifa super soldier. So Brian, they naturally get the left index finger dispenses concrete to clandestinely create deadly milkshake bricks. So take that, or you know, the eye camera with ability to maliciously edit and post video on the fly with brain supercomputer, so you can make up fake videos. You know. Do you want to laugh about how things are super
and then
serious?
They have a thing in their finger that will make them dispense poison into the coffee of cops as they just give it to them like
when they work at Starbucks or whatever, $4 or whatever. Yeah. Adrian, we'll get a copy of this very serious, non-satirical cookbook added to your box for you. Some other great stuff this week. Oh, Brian, you've got props for a book we're about to talk about, but that is not this book. This is The Strange Disappearance of Barnabas Jones. This is another Behemoth release, so we were blown away with that first release of theirs, of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night adaptation. This is a lovely book here that has a great kind of widescreen format, but again, Behemoth is really publishing some really super interesting kind of sci-fi and some kind of out there stuff. So I'd say if you enjoy, looks like the creator is an Argentinian and the artist is also Argentinian. So I believe this originally came out in Spanish and it's just now getting translated. But really, really cool looking kind of sci-fi post-apocalyptic. Probably. Actually, that's could have happened. So we've got that. And then we've got this lovely, lovely Burger Books edition of Post York trade paperback. Brand new book. Never existed in any other format before. And if anyone tries to say it has, they're a liar. Wait. But oh crap. Oh. Brian, what is that?
It's Post York.
But this is Post York.
This is issue 1.
Oh.
I think that's the full series.
So yeah, so we have what we realize, or what I realize, is that this is clearly a reprint of some previously released stuff. I believe, was it Uncivilized Books put that out? Yeah. So yeah, so this was something that had come out previously. I don't know where you would have got it. Brian, where'd you get your copy of number 1?
Half Price Books.
Half Price Books. Yeah, exactly. With a lovely illustration and a dedication to Jen in the front of that. I don't know which Jen.
Jen.
But yeah, no.
So yeah, it's came out in a slightly smaller format there. The only thing that the slightly smaller format doesn't have is this one comes with a flexi disc.
Ooh. Well, what's really interesting is in the back of the collected volume, there's a really nice kind of what the heck is this and where did it come from, and so you get to learn that Post York first began in 2009 as an arty conceptual piece, a printed pamphlet, and a performance at a poetry slam club about a group of nearly insane artists living on a yacht anchored above what was once Harlem. So once again, gentrification is a big deal.
this book came out in 2012.
Yeah, so essentially this was going to be the original kind of published stuff, and then yeah, Kelly Berger over at Dark Horse and Berger Books put out a lovely collected volume for $17.99. So if you want to talk about cool stuff with Brian, you can definitely get a nice collected volume of that, and that is just $17.99. Sadly, no flexi disc, but there's probably like maybe a Spotify link. But you can check that out. Brian, again, thank you for bringing props in.
Sure.
A bunch of other collected stuff. We got the Cullen Bunn written Rogue Planet Volume 1 trade paperback. Not even Volume 1. I think that actually is the entirety of the series. So sci-fi horror, stranded on a planet, aliens, ooh, crazy stuff happens. So if you like Cullen Bunn and you enjoy his writing style, maybe check out Rogue Planet. Also, interesting book this week, Hotline Miami Wildlife, also from Behemoth. This is based on a video game, right? Like, this is a video game, right? Like, you can go download this on, like, Switch right now? It's like a Steam game?
I think Hotline Miami may be
Is that what
a
it...
video game, but I think Wildlife may be the comic book.
Okay, so that's what it was. So yeah, Hotline Miami, created by and collaborated with Devolver Digital and Games. So yeah, so this is very much set in the world of the Hotline game, but this is the wildlife. Mostly, I just thought it was really interesting art, and you have some crazy animal masked characters doing some crimes.
Are they doing times?
They should be.
We're doing those crimes?
Doing crimes and times, I wish. But yeah, check it out. We've got Volume 1 here. Beautiful French flaps on that. So if you've been...
Daniel, yes, it's a game.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I know that the single issues of this were hard to come by. This was one of Behemoth's first releases, so we were not wholeheartedly invested in getting Behemoth stuff. So unfortunately, if you missed out on those first singles, you might not have been able to pick them up. So just get the trade now, $17.99. Nice physical book. Again, Behemoth, shout out on the French flaps. The Rogue Planet is going to be $19.99 for that one, Derek.
Plus tax.
Minus your 10% discount because you have over 5 active subscriptions. Keeping up with the tradition of AWA Upshot, putting out, thank you, Brian, putting out $10 trade paperbacks of their Volume 1s. Grendel, Kentucky now has a Volume 1, so I'm sure by the look of this, you know that it's about growing weed in Appalachia, but what you didn't know is there's some spooky elements, like this monster. Not a monster, but a monster.
So this is like the Grendel book, as it takes place in Kentucky?
Kind of, but I don't know if that sort of weird character shows up. But basically, it's gonna be kind of a kind of dark mystery with some occult stuff, but very much happening in the kind of weed growing region of Appalachia, with some very, very violent ends to some people there. But all right, yeah, Derek, we'll get you a copy of the Rogue Planet trade added to your poll for you. We also have Volume 5 of Low, the Rick Remender, Greg Tacchini series, which I believe this is this the conclusion of the series?
How low can it go? It's already gone 5.
I think this is actually I do think this is the end of the... I feel like it came back just to conclude... Yeah, I really think this is the end of the run. Or I'm just completely full of crap, and there's more of this.
It could be both.
Epic final chapter. So yeah, 20 to 26. So $20 gets you the final chapter of Low. The other sci-fi book that Remender was doing when he launched Black Science. So for anyone who was getting this in trades, you can now pick up that last volume. We also have Breaklands Volume 1 from Justin Jordan. This is a comicsology book, so this was originally just a digital, this was originally a digital comic. Who was working on this? Tiasetta? Just a single name. Tiasetta is the artist. So this was a first digital one, but the pitch on this is Mad Max meets Akira. So we're doing beautifully.
Max meets Akira in that book?
Yep. Max meets Akira. It actually looks like Mobius, to be honest with you. Looks like some Arzak. But yeah, this was a Comixology book first. So this is Justin Jordan doing some crazy kind of Mobius-esque, Mad Max-esque kind of stuff. Call it beautifully illustrated. Kind of something that, like I said, was originally a digital book that we now are getting a physical copy of. So if you heard anything at all about this, or if you enjoy any sort of kind of post-apocalyptic, hyper-violent stuff, just beautifully illustrated though. I'd say definitely give this one a peek. But that is Breaklands Volume 1. That is issues 1 through 5 of the digital collection. Also, $20 for that. Big volume. The Dragon Age first 5 graphic novels. So if you have been reading any of the Dragon Age stuff, you can pick this single volume up, and that gets you all 5 of them. It's $30. Like, realistically,
$30 for 5 trades.
yeah, you get Silent Grove, Those Who Speak, Until We Sleep, Mage Killer, and Knight Errant, which was the most recent run. 5 canonical stories from the world of Dragon Age. So if you enjoy this world and you want to read some stories that canonically take place in it, this is the easiest, most efficient, cheapest way to get that. Some more collections this week is we have the Twisted, Twiztid, Twisted, from Source Point, Twisted Haunted High-Ons? I don't know. Honestly, dude, it just was a book where I'm like, I don't know. First issue, Source Point, some spooky stuff. Seems interesting. But yeah, they're saying musicians by day and fake ghost hunters by night. When Twisted gets called to a real haunted house, they soon realize that it's their responsibility.
Musicians by day, fake ghost hunters by night.
Fake ghost hunters by night.
Well, aren't those the same things?
Realistically. So the Haunted High-Ons one shot, as well as issues 1 through 5. So if you enjoy the idea of I don't know, what are they, juggalos? I don't know, realistically.
Kiss fans.
I mean, speaking of that, we did also just get a Kiss trade back in, I think it's that. But if you're interested at all and you like a kind of a dark comedy with some horror elements, it seems like this is gonna be one of those ones. It says Magic Ninja Entertainment on the back. I really get the feeling like these are ICP adjacent. I really get the feeling like there's that if I were to read all of the supporters in the back of these thank yous, it's going to be a lot of juggalos in here. Not hating on the juggalos. Y'all look out for each other. Shout out Fago? But yeah, it looks like a nice collection. Yes, the drink. Yep. The final image shown here is a never before seen unreleased only cover by Jamie Madder. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely the Juggalo book. So, you can't go to the gatherings, so you might as well just read a story. So, get all that, or get in on Grumble Volume 3. Once again, the continuing adventures of of this ridiculous character with her absurd little where is he, talking pug friend. So volume 3 of that continues. Now getting into the big stuff. From Hell Master Edition in color. So for anyone,
is there a Master Edition not in color?
The traditional volume, I believe, is in black and white. So I believe this is the reproduced Master Edition, now colorized. I believe this is now the 3rd way that this has come out. But yes, if you have never read From Hell from Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell, this is the most complete collection.
Novel adaptation of the movie?
No, this is the this is the adaptation, the graphic novel adaptation of the novelization of the movie From Hell.
Based on the true events.
Based on the true events, yes. But yeah, so for anyone who has read From Hell, it's going to be a beautifully, lovingly recreated version of that. But yes, now mindfully done in color. With looks like Eddie Campbell is even the one who came back in and did all the revisions for color, clarity, and continuity. So they paid Eddie Campbell to come back and do this book in color. So if you, like our good friend Colin, have to get everything Alan Moore, this is definitely going to be the one for you. Or if maybe you've just never had a chance to read From Hell, this is going to be the perfect definitive edition to finally do that.
It's probably a lot cheaper than trying to track down any of the older editions.
Yeah, realistically, $50 for this is actually a pretty fair market value. It's a very large book, and like I said, the fact that they've actually had Eddie come back and color this himself, or at least advise on it, is really kind of the only way I want them doing this kind of stuff. Get the original artist to do it. Like realistically, like I just want them to re-release like Akira with like the original Steve Oliff colors, because some of the reprints for me is just a little rough. But oh my god, if they would ever just reprint Akira with all of those Oliff colors, oh my god, I would buy that. I would buy it for a third time. But yeah, $50. From Hell Master Edition in color, out now. We also have the Gorillaz Almanac 2020. So for fans of the band Gorillaz, we have this lovely Almanac edition featuring a lot of art.
It's essentially an art book.
It's lit. I mean, yeah, it's an art book, but it's all, you know, it's the stuff that.
I was looking at it yesterday, and there's very few
There's
references.
a nice little comic in it. That's nice.
There's very few references to things that happened during 2020.
Schoolboy Q has his favorite tracks in here.
So there's a couple like, interview stuff, but essentially, like, if you're a fan of the band, you will possibly like this book. If you
don't know who the Gorillaz are, why are you buying an almanac? Brian, which Gorillaz member are you?
I don't know.
Start. It's your birthday. Who's coming to your party, Brian? You
and Scott.
Well, it says that the answers are Slow Tie or Del, the Ghost Rapper, and his undead crew.
Ghost Devil.
All right, we'll assume you want Ghost Rapper. So, you sure? The party's in your house. And then you either say, actually, I changed my mind, then we go back to the start, or we go, I'll put a tarp down.
Sure, we'll put down a tarp.
Okay, Brian, it'll be Carnage. It'll be Carnage. Shout out Venom 2. A horde of hungry-looking zombies has crashed your party. What do you do? Do you distract them with cocktail sausages, or do you get a conga going?
Cocktail sausages.
Okay, so several of the zombies are actually raw vegans. Your offering has raised further tensions. Do you call an Uber or offer them a beverage?
Offer them beverages.
What do zombies drink? Peppermint tea, more tequila shots. Those are your two answers.
Tea.
Tea. Well then, Brian, you are 2D. Like 2D, you are lovable, kind, and popular. Holy crap, this is accurate. People like hanging out with you because you are genuine and also funny, even if you don't always mean to be. Like, legitimately, this is very accurate. Like, I am blown away by this. Brian, thank you for answering truthfully. Sometimes you walk around with your head in the clouds, and this gives you a unique perspective on life. Jeez, Brian, did you write this? Is this a work? Holy crap. Just remember to tie your shoelaces and check in with the real world from time to time. And don't forget to show off that awesome cup collection? Holy crap. Brian, you are 2D. Okay, legitimately, Brian, you are 2D. Like, this, if someone were to just read that description and say, my friend Brian, I'd be like, yeah, pretty much. So let's all remember, Brian is definitely 2D. If you're a gorilla, Brian's a 2D. That was disturbingly accurate, Brian. I'm not gonna lie. So as Brian said, if you don't know who the Gorillaz are, this book's gonna be very random. But if you love this band, or you love the idea of them, just
if you're a fan of,
God, there's a ton of great
who's
art.
The artist
Hewitt, or
Jamie
Hewlett.
Person behind Tank Girl.
Yeah. But yeah, just a ton of great art pinups once you get to the back. So this is
so even if you don't like Gorillaz, and you just want like a cool art book,
Yeah, I mean, there's some really, really great stuff in here. So once again, if you are a fan of the band, the Gorillaz, this seems like something that more than likely is going to be a good fit. Look, you can color your own noodle. That sounded weird. But hey, there's Brian. But yeah, so pick up your Gorillaz Almanac and figure out which gorilla are you. Are you also a 2D like Brian? And then the last thing we've got is the Blade Runner 2019. You thought we were done talking about Blade Runner. You were wrong. This is the 2019.
2019, not to be confused with Blade Runner 2029 or Blade Runner Origins.
Yeah, so this is the
Blade
first.
Runner 2049.
Exactly.
Or
keep
Blade
going.
Runner.
The director's cut.
Director's cut.
Which one? Just know that this book does not have a voiceover.
The Android's Dream of Electric Sheep.
There it is. So this is the original 4-issue Blade Runner 2019 series that started off the comics and have been such a big hit. This is them recreating that. Breathtaking black and white art. So it's gonna be the 1 through 4, but oversized, and you'll get this black and white art here. I'm hoping it's the pencil art as opposed to maybe doing just a recreation of the actual inks. Because honestly, the pencil layers is always the layer I want to see first. Then I'll see the inks, but this is the one for me.
Or maybe one page is the pencils and the other page is the inks.
That'd be kind of cool.
Pencil, inks, pencil.
But yeah, so if you are a fan of the Blade Runner and you gotta get all the Blade Runner stuff today, this was the last thing for the week. So once again, lots of really great kind of special edition hardcovers came out this week. An incredible, just literal grip of trades, and of course, some really, really great new manga, which really kind of should hopefully suit anybody. So yeah, we will continue to keep this stuff up here. If you have any questions about anything specific, let us know. I'm gonna go grab a Rogue Planet and an Antifa cookbook for the requests from the chat, and then I would say, Brian, if there's anything else you want to kind of talk about, might be a good opportunity. If there's anything you want to get people excited for maybe next week, or maybe there's something this week that we just haven't spent enough time on, like Superman. You've talked about Superman a bunch today.
Superman.
But yeah, I just wanted to say, for everyone who's been patient, thank you for, like us, shout out Amber, thank you for waiting on Future State Wonder Woman #2. We at least got it before Wonder Girl number 1 came out.
Or at least we got it before Future State was official over.
Technically, that's true. We have the end of
one more issue.
We have what?
Of a book.
It's the last week in March
it's
too,
the
isn't
last
it?
week of March, so in like 3 weeks.
So yeah, so for once again, if you got any requests in there, if you want to get a copy of any of our picks, let us know now. Or if you want to, if you've already got a box with us and you want to make sure that we even add the subscription to your list, we can certainly take care of that now. But I'm going to go grab those requests, and I will BRB, Brian. That means be right back. Oh, actually, Brian, while
you could be an RB.
I kind of want to go to Arby's now.
They have the meats.
Oh God, yes they do. Actually, before I get out of here, Brian, I was hoping
We also got like the reorder of a lot of.
we got a bunch of stuff in, including that stack right there. So I was hoping maybe you could share some of these restocks, including that full restock of ROM V I made.
So I'll just take the whole pile. Yeah. So we've got the Spider-Man Spider-Verse Spider Handbook, but that's not all. We have Volume 1 of the complete regional series, Spider-Ham. So that's the first 17 issues of the original series with Marvel Tales, which is first appearance. And then we have the recent...
The Zeb Wells one.
Yeah, the Zeb Wells Peter Parker miniseries, which you may have seen our fabulous poster that we have up in the store from this series.
People, I do appreciate how many people have tried to buy that poster, and I have to go, no, I like it. I'm not selling it. I like it.
I
put it up because I like it. I know you also like it, but I want to look at it.
So
Until they make a Spider's Man poster, I'm not swapping out our Peter Parker.
we have a couple copies of the first trade of Department of Truth.
Yes, we got a good restock on those in. And we also got I put in a full reorder. So for anyone who has not been able to check out the incredible Ice Cream Man series,
Couple copies of Volume 1. We have a copy of Volume 4.
and 5. I think I might have
5.
2s and 3s out on the shelf, which is why those are in there. So we should have the full run of that available. Got some random stuff in, including Blade Runner 2019. I believe that's Volume 3, maybe.
That is Volume 3.
That's Volume 3.
Kiss Greatest Hits.
Yes, also that.
Volume 3.
I don't know
Which
why.
includes
Don't know why I ordered that.
issues 7 through 13.
Well, I don't know why it's in there. I think that was like an internet thing that we ordered and we just ordered extra quantity.
We've got some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep, got those. And then I was really excited. They were back in stock and I wanted to make sure
Copy
I
of
bought
Fun
them.
Home.
Got that. And I ordered, in case you were wondering, I got Space Rider Volume 2 for my shelf. I ordered, every time they say low quantity, I just order like 15 or 20 of them because I want them all. So if you don't have Space Riders Volume 2, I got Space Riders Volume 2. Also, if you, like me, are subscribed to Night Hunters, I promise you, you'll get your copies soon.
We got 3 copies.
We got 3
yesterday.
copies of the 50 I ordered in November. I ordered 50 and they sent me 3. I didn't even get my copy yet, so not saying, like, I'm just saying we're getting them. So don't worry, we will get more of them. I think this happened last time where there was an early allocation. But yeah, again, if you need Space Riders Volume 2, I got it. There's other one there. Adrian, you do not want that Kiss book. Is this real? If it is, thank you. Really? I mean, I am not Jamie. I feel like this is just you being nice.
So we have a Invincible Compendium.
Yes, which I ordered because I have Compendium 2 on the shelf as well.
So this includes
Is that the first
issues
50?
0 through 47
Okay.
with
No shame. Everyone's a knight in Satan's service.
with a story from the Image Comics Summer Special.
Okay, cool. And
So
if,
there's like 48, 49.
yeah, if you haven't seen some of that the preview art for that animated series,
So
get
for
on
like
it now. It looks great.
$65, you could
Hell yeah, Adrian.
get a book that's, the size of my head.
That's very cool. Also, in case you didn't know, Adrian, Matt Allison, who draws Kankor, is probably the biggest Kiss fan I've ever met. And then, yes, so we have Compendium 1, we got back in because we had 2. We also have Deluxe Edition Ultimate Collection Volume 1.
Which is just the first, which is issues 1 through 13.
Yes, so trade paperback is single volume. Deluxe hardcovers are 2 volumes. Then that big one is like 4 of those. We do also have Invincible Deluxe Edition hardcovers for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we just needed to get that first one back in.
2 copies of Bad Weekend.
Got Bad Weekend back in, as well as the larger collection of Cruel Summer, which is the first collection from the new Criminal series. So it's like issues like 1, 3, 5 through 7 or whatever. However they're breaking that story up. But yeah, I just really wanted to make sure that you saw we got some great. Oh God, I would hope so. Unless you're talking about Henry and Glenn Forever, because that's my favorite book featuring Glenn Danzig. That one's, I think, very funny. Yeah, I know the Danzig book you're talking about. I'm talking about the one where my favorite quote from the Henry and Glenn Forever collection is a quote from Henry Rollins going, "Yeah, I don't think Glenn would like this," because it's very funny. It's the two of them as a romantic couple. It's very funny. Glenn Danzig is a very interesting person. But yeah, so just wanted to show off some of the restocks we got in. Did also get a complete volumes 1 through 6 of Aposims, which is the planet they live on. Right, Brian?
Yep.
Yep.
It's not about the animal.
It's not about the animal. No, it's not about opossums. Wow. I think I ordered like the first 6 of these because it just sounded interesting, but like that is some really like, once again, I'm gonna go back to Mobius-esque art. This, wow, this, okay, I might just keep this.
Moby-esque?
It is, dude, that is, oh man, that's a
like
cool looking suit.
Moby?
It could be a movie one. This looks real, oh man, this looks good. Look at that emaciated character. This is so this story takes place on the frigid, massive artificial planet known as Aposims. Io, Biko, and Ethero, residents of the White Diamond Beam, are all in the middle of combat training when suddenly a girl appears. Rebedon, Empire, soldiers in hot pursuit.
Rebedon?
Rebedoan?
Like Rebedon?
Not like rub it on, like Rebedoan? I don't know. It's when Japanese people try to do like weird English words, and I don't mean like English like the language. I mean like the people, like the country. The girl asks for their help in keeping safe a code and 7 mysterious bullets. Code and bullets are in quotation marks. This chance encounter marks a major shift in the fate of the entire planet. It's because you know why I ordered it? Because of the person who did this. It's the same person who did Blame in Knights of Sidonia. That's why. It's because I was like, oh, they also have another thing, and I like Knights of Sidonia. I like Blame, so I remember why I ordered this now. Cool.
Because you thought you were getting something about possums.
No, Brian. You know I don't support possums. I'm not a fan. Actually, I love possums. I love raccoons. Marsupials in general, I think are pretty cool. Shout out marsupials. But yeah, so just some restock of some stuff. I think honestly I didn't pull any of the Marvel releases this week because it was just like some omnibuses and some other random stuff that is fine. It's all good.
Got some Kirby Captain America.
Oh, you're right. We did get that. So that was one that was worth showing. We got that first Kirby Simon Captain America omnibus, and we got the Dr. Aphra Star Wars Dr. Aphra omnibus in, and I believe we also got the
got a New Mutants omnibus. New
Warriors. I was gonna say the New Mutants, the Sienkiewicz New Mutants one we've had before, still have, but that's what it was. That we got that sweet New Warriors one, which
is like the first.
I really wish they'd bring new. Like they were trying to bring New Warriors back a couple of years ago, and it just didn't quite fit.
There was supposed to be a New Warrior series last year.
I know.
They canceled it.
Yep, I know. I remember. I was kind of excited because the New Warriors came around at the right point in my life that I like Night Thrasher.
That series just because
Speedball's awesome.
I just thought it was like, okay, they wanted to be hip and with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just
you totally. It seems like adults who don't get kids when you name your characters Snowflake and Safe Space.
I think they knew what they were doing with that. But once again, yes, that was supposed to be part of that New Warriors thing that was coming around last year that ended up getting canceled.
We'll probably never see the light of day.
It's probably not now. But yeah, so there have been a bunch of great new stuff this week, including Wonder Cat Q-chan Volume 1, Sarah and the Royal Stars, the Vampire trade, the Spider-Man by McFarlane trade, which admittedly for just $40, pretty good deal if you want to see all that McFarlane Spider-Man and all of its just absurd glory. You can grab that. Children of the Atom, big release. We were finally happy enough to see that in person. That really interesting Nottingham #1 with a very, very violently dark take on that. Carmen #1, great reprint. Proctor Valley Road #1. So lots of great new stuff. But I kind of think maybe it's time for us to wrap it up, Brian. It's after 6. Yeah. We've presented all the new stuff. We've talked about Bad Idea already, so I checked that off my box. Realistically, I would say I think we've done a good job presenting all the great new comics this week. I don't know if there's anything left for us to do except for maybe get people excited for next week. Don't forget, Superman Red and Blue starts. Most importantly, I've seen them in person. All of those super sweet Justice League Snyder Cut variants for Justice League 58 are here. They're awesome. They'll take you about 4.5 hours to read. They are so worth it.
The covers will take you 4.5 hours. to
Yeah,
read.
it's or shout out Tom and Jerry. Anyone wanted to watch that? Who watched the Snyder Cut instead? I want to go watch Tom and Jerry now. If I knew I'm going to get secret Snyder Cut.
No, that was like, it wasn't everybody. It was like,
It was one specific like.
no, there was a couple different people.
No, but it wasn't like a specific IP address or something. Like
I
it
don't
was
know.
some weird thing that
Yeah.
that I thought that
But
was very funny.
Essentially, some people who were trying to watch Tom and Jerry.
Got the Snyder Cut instead.
Yes.
Um,
Now, is that an upgrade or a downgrade? That's up to you.
But yeah, next week are some big books. So keep an eye out. We've got the Return of Catwoman. We got Catwoman 29, Justice League 59, which is so these are all the first issues of these books
This is-
post Future State. So this is all
Justice
Infinite
League
Frontier.
would be the first Bendis
Yes,
Justice League issue
first Bendis Justice League. That's why there are
with the
so
Rom
many
v.
covers.
Justice League Dark story in the back.
That's the real reason I'm tuning in. We also get Nightwing 78, which is the return of Nightwing with Infinite Frontier. We get looks like we have the Sandman Deluxe Edition Volume 2 hardcover, Sheriff of Babylon trade, so I'm sure they black labeled that. We've also got Superman Red and Blue #1 that I'd mentioned earlier, which I would say if you enjoy the Wolverine stuff, if you enjoy Batman Black and White, certainly worth your time. Jill Thompson's got a beautiful story in there. There's some really good stuff in that one. I was really impressed. And then the other big one, Truth and Justice #2. So if you picked up that first one, we have the second issue is on its way. So not a ton of releases.
Who's in that book?
I can tell you right now, Brent. It is This is how much I love DC. We got our DC stuff for next week yesterday.
Yes.
This week we got it yesterday. So it's one of those.
We can't sell that to you until next Tuesday, but it's here.
But I've got my Justice. What am I looking for, Brian?
The Truth and Justice
Thank you. I know. I just saw that.
thing.
Oh, that's what they're doing. They got Matt Kint's that's what this is. It's Matt Kint's revolver. So this has already come out under Dark Horse. It just got it got a black label. So this is next week's. And I think it is. I just was looking at it.
So if you want that, I want a copy of that. We could set one aside for you.
Here it is. Truth and Justice #2. It's going to be.
It's like a Superman thing.
It's a Superman story. It is definitely a. Sorry, I just want to see. Yeah, it's a Brandon Easton Superman story. That's the variant cover for you.
Hey, do they have the Captain America anniversary tribute round? Is that out yet?
That's not out yet, I don't believe.
Yeah, it looks like it's.
If she doesn't do it that yet.
Oh, Superman.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing the main covers. Buried pretty far down here. I want to keep digging. So, but yeah, that will be the Truth and Justice for next week. So yeah, they're gonna once again not a lot of big DC releases next week, but again just some Infinite Frontier stuff, continuations of some of the other things they started, and then I believe the big. I feel like there's a big Marvel release next week. What is it? It doesn't matter. There's some giant Marvel book. I'll remember later on in this week. But
We
most
might be getting more King Black stuff.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's finally the last issue of King in Black. We're getting towards the very, very conclusion.
There's probably
the
some
end of
King
that.
Black stuff. Probably some X-Men stuff.
Yeah. I'll be able to look at that
Maybe
invoice.
maybe
next-
we'll get closer to the end of the Avengers Phoenix
We
storyline.
should, which they may or may not have spoiled.
Depending on if you read solicits, you may know the end of it.
All right, I'm gonna just check.
So essentially, there was some solicitations for stuff from the Heroes Reborn mini-series that's coming out, and then if you sort of read those, and then you kind of were then reading like Avengers, and you could possibly put 2 and 2 together, you make
Hey, Rick.
no end of a thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick. Nah, it's fine. I'll look it up next week.
We'll let you know when the book comes in.
Oh, sweet. We got Headlopper 15 next week.
Okay.
Iron Man 7. Finally got a chance to look at next week's invoice. What was the book I was interested in? Radiant Black, Savage, Spider-Woman 10, Sword 4, Thor 13, Ultraman, Usagi. Huh, maybe it's not next week. For some reason I thought there was a big King and... Oh, it's King and Black Spider-Man #1. So that is what we're getting.
Which is different than the Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a one-shot. Could have sworn I thought there was at least one more big release for next week. Just so you know, on Wednesdays we finally get to download the invoice for next week. So I'm literally just looking at next week's invoice because I want to see in particular if. Okay. 41 copies of Night Hunters #2 are supposed to be in next week. That means they still owe us 6 copies. But that 41 that we're getting in will cover the rest of subscribers. So for anyone who didn't get a copy of Night Hunters #3 this week, which is everyone but 3 people, we will have Night Hunters #2 for you next week. So do not worry. We'll have it for you. That's
the books relate.
So Matt, that'll be that's my pick now, Matt. Just pencil Night Hunters #2 in. Although there's a new issue of Headlopper coming out, so I'll let you know. Oh, that's what's next week. Orphan and the Five Beasts #1. So for all of you Stoko fans, finally we have new Stoko. It's not property. It's not an alien. It's not a Godzilla. It's not a Predator. It's not an Avenger in the future. He's doing his own thing. So the first issue of that 5-issue miniseries for James Stokoe's Orphan and the Five Beasts will be out next week. So that'll be someone's pick. I'm gonna say maybe Jeremy does Headlopper. No, Nathan. Nathan should jump in and get a pick on Headlopper. That would be a good one. But yeah, next week, Night Hunters, Headlopper. Another thing I just mentioned. So big stuff coming next week. We hopefully will actually see those freaking Night Hunters that I had ordered so long ago.
Gorillas?
There's one out on the front too if you need one.
I think someone got it.
Heck yeah.
I didn't see it out there.
Oh, cool. Sweet. All right, well, I think we have exhausted everyone's patience, mostly yours, down to 4 viewers. Might as well get out of here. It's also late enough that we can get everything closed up. So those requests have been made. So just in case, I wanted to make sure. I got Adrian, I got your request right here. Derek, we had you down for the Rogue Planet volume, which I got right here for you. Daniel, you wanted that Carmen #1. We'll draw the butt on it for you. And Chris, we've got you down for the main cover of Deep Beyond #2. If anyone else had some requests, let me know right now.
Comic book called "We'll Draw the Butt on It for You."
Might as well. That'll be the 3rd ever release from Arcane Press. We'll draw the butt on there for you.
Yeah,
#1.
It's sort of like we only find them when they're dead. A girl walks home alone at night in the dark.
While something is killing the children.
Something's killing those children.
Well, don't worry. Atlantis wasn't built for tourists.
Atlantis wasn't built for tourists.
Nope, none of those things. So as always, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you everyone for making requests. Thank you everyone for making fun of us. That's more fun. Also, thank you everyone who joined me on that lovely journey where we learned exactly which gorilla Brian is. He is 2D, like, amazingly accurate, Brian. Amazingly accurate. Like, I might start believing in astrology if this is how we get there. But as always, thank you for joining us. Check out at Arcane Comics on all social media for announcements of stuff and things and releases and more stuff. Definitely check out My Longbox Life on Instagram. And please join us at twitch.tv/professor_0 on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Or, I'm sorry, at about 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes Brian's early. You can check out Brian. You can
So,
check
like-
out. I'll be hanging out in the chat section.
Like next month will be like the 1-year anniversary,
Whoo-wee!
and I'm about 10 people away from a follower goal.
We're getting there. We're close. We're very close. So,
So I
create
won't-
some new accounts.
I won't be eating something for that goal. But
No,
it's-
no, no.
It's something else interesting.
Very, very interesting. I've been waiting almost a full year for this. So as always, head over to twitch.tv. Give Brian a follow over there. Check out his streams. Like I said, I'm hanging out in the chat before I gotta head up to the shop. Nelson's usually there. Barn Recluse, shout out. That other person who's been hanging out recently and asking Brian great questions. What's their name?
Mauser Schmool?
There you go. Maybe you're watching right now. I also felt like last week's stream was the closest we'd ever get to seeing the Emerald City Comic Con main floor this year. So, please join us.
City Con Con, nothing but cups.
There it is. Emerald City Comic Cups. There we go. Cupacon. There it is. Better. We'll get there. Thank you.
So Matt Mullen is Mauser Schmool.
Oh! Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Sweet! That would be why it sounds like the person lived in Seattle and clearly went to shows. So, awesome. Well, Matt, Daniel, and Brian and I will see you in the comments on Saturday. But if anyone else wants to join us, twitch.tv/professor_0. At the end of the word 0, it's the number 0 and not an O, not a capital letter O. It's a number. So you got to do the thing specifically.
Yeah.
But that's where you'll find us. So yeah, come hang out with Matt and with Daniel and I, and we'll have fun checking out all of that cool stuff Brian's got going on. Also, Nathan, you're getting a pick next week because you should do Headlopper. You get a new Headlopper next week. So as always, if you wanna join us and grab some cool toys, let us know in the comments. We'll be checking them afterwards. And as per usual, say goodnight, Brian.
Good night, Brian.
All right, thanks for joining.